Sitting here meditating and pondering on the ways of the world today. Thinking of my people Africa and the state of the continent today. How mothers fed their children today. As granny goes down on her knees every day and prays. How many souls are dying from causes that could be prevented? If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Oh, 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 oh. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise, yo. Every 4 years, the politicians say he's your servant today. After you vote for them, they metamorphose into your masters. I say, have your say, we'll have our way, yeah. Not no strange, it's cow demon crosses. Meanwhile, souls are dying from causes that could be prevented. If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise.
We can be great. World turbulence among the politics. Never hypocrite, lava. Never ever quit, just a little bit longer. Victory is near, they're gonna disappear, go under. The leaders them no care, never tend to share. Babylon quit, the shedding of blood. Your heart a go suffer if you show no love. Stay away, consciousness. What we call the nation if for no righteousness. Just make sure the children live.
I pray for the future generation not to give up this fight. I pray for the children of tomorrow not to sell out their birthright. Cause when I look out far, I see the strangers eating up the world. Another form of slavery is coming here again. And that's why people are dying. Causes that could be prevented. Oh yes, we do need some better leadership today. Oh, oh, oh. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise, don't be fooled. But as the day breaks, I see my people rising up again, shaking off all the shackles. I see my people shaking off those chains. The lion with the mane, blood of the slain will never be in vain.
Never.
No. We don't want to see no more people dying from causes that can be prevented.
No more
Richard better leadership today. Hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. The wrath of God upon them.
You lie on your teeth or yourselves on fire. You're killing people every day. Anytime you open your mouth, up here lie, you're leading my people astray.
Government by family and friend, corruption never end. Are you tell us said you are God sent, but when we turn around the bend, you thieving with a pen. Coffee with family and I struggle for fed, and when you come after it, like the cock on the end. What a pity when we sell our dignity as spent. Politicians them attack we from the rear end. Leave it to a dead end. And the fake preacher telling I and I feel repent. With the money in my pocket is the mountain I get. And when the gap are ever widen, fences can mend. So this question I send.
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Whoa, hot a fire bonding. Until they change their mind, the wrath of God upon them.
Through your lies and deception, wrong education, you poison yourself one way. But when the church and the state collaborate to keep us in slavery.
And by the ballot and the bullet, they put their gun to your head. Them say you have the right to talk, but talk too loud and you dead. It's like them have a different system for the leader and the leader. Hurt to run red. So get the youth boss rise and show them how things be run. If them can't do it, come and make me show them how we done. And we now no more room for them like them days are gone. Up your fire burner. What I mean say?
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Where the money oh?
I don't know.
So where the money dey? Hiding in the Cayman Islands. So where the money dey? Invested in foreign lands. So where the money dey? Me personally, I don't know. So where the money dey? Where the money dey oh? And I mean say hot a fire burn there. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. And the wrath of God upon them. Until them change their mind. Wrath of God upon them. But for people plan, wrath of God upon them.
Mbaskayo! Elekambela! Sikana way. Nakudi!
Radio culture.
Radio culture. Radio culture. I go. Amen.
Yes, indeed. 1-2-1-2 radio culture. I go. Amen. Welcome to the show once again. My name is Kwesi Eson Bako from Studio 1, Texas, USA. And at this time, I'm ably supported by my team in Studio 2, Kumasi, Ghana. We have an exciting show for you today. Very, very, very packed show. Yes, indeed, as advertised, we have two solid interviews for you today. On the first interview, we hope to bring you Nana Obiri Boahen. Nana Obiri Boahen is a solid, and what we say, what we mean when we say solid on this platform. But yes, Nana Obiri Boahen is a member of the new Patriotic Party. Very outspoken, very eloquent member. And he's going to be joining us to talk about the state of the new Patriotic Party right now as they prepare for their upcoming primary elections. Yes, indeed. We will be speaking with Nana Obiri Boahen about what's going on in the new Patriotic Party. Some say it's reshaping, some say it's imploding. What's going on? Is the new guard, so to speak, rising up against the old guard, so to speak? We will be examining all of that with Nana Obiri Boahen. On our second interview, we hope to be speaking with Moses Foh Amoaning. Moses Foh Amoaning is a household name in Ghana. We all know Moses Foh Amoaning. Moses Foh Amoaning is an advocate for the proper family values. That name, I have to find the full name. But yes, we'll be speaking about Moses Foh Amoaning, who has also called for a probe or an inquiry, at least, into the NaCCA. And when we talk about NaCCA, it's the National Curriculum Association, right? Who determine what goes into the curriculum for our schools. Moses Foh Amoaning is asking for an inquiry into that body and into their operations. Why? We will be speaking with him as well. And plus, we'll be bringing you arts and culture with Cinergy. And also on agriculture, we will be examining the president's policy of encouraging schools to make their own farms, to feed themselves. All that plus more on this show. My name is Kwesi Eson Bako. Please stay put. We're still trying to raise Nana Obiri Boahen on the line. We're going to go for a short commercial break. When we come back, our first interview will be airborne.
Radio KULCHA, Radio KULCHA, Radio KULCHA, Radio KULCHA, Radio KULCHA.
It's a brand new sound.
Back after this short commercial break.
Since 1994, crafting natural products with organic shea butter and red palm oil. All products are available on Walmart.com and Shopify, or visit our website at chrismark.com.
Welcome to Tucson Hotel, your ultimate home away from home. Located in the serene town of Ejisu Ichakrum, just off the Jabin Road, we offer you a haven of comfort and luxury. Step into our fully air-conditioned 40 bedrooms, where modern elegance meets convenience. Whether you choose our normal, standard, deluxe standard, or executive rooms, each one is equipped with Wi-Fi and DSTV, ensuring that you stay connected and entertained throughout your stay. Indulge your taste buds at our exquisite bar and restaurant, where our skilled chefs prepare a wide range of culinary delight to satisfy every palate. From local delicacies to international favorites, we have something for everyone. Planning a business meeting or a special event? Look no further than our state-of-the-art conference hall. With a capacity to accommodate 80 to 100 people. It is the perfect venue for your corporate gatherings or social celebrations. But that's not all. We proudly boast the largest recreational center in the Ejisu municipality. With a capacity to accommodate up to 2,000 people, it is the ideal location for concerts, weddings, and other grand events. It comes with 4 fully air-conditioned bedrooms and a kitchen as one package. Our luxury cars are also available for rent. Drive like a boss. To experience true hospitality and unmatched comfort, contact us today. Our friendly staff is ready to assist you. You can reach us at 0244 654 458, 0246 505 327, or 0241 418645. You can also email us at info@tucsonhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel, your home away from home.
Room, size up the picture properly. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much. So yes, we are back, and thank you very much. We are back with Nana Obiri Boahen. Unfortunately, we're not able to bring you Nana on TV but we are able to at least bring you the most important part of the interview, which is what he is going to say. Please help me welcome Nana Obiri Boahen on the show right now. Nana, yamao achimao aha iwe. Oh, yo, yeah, that's it. Hey, I don't point to me them in say be a but say draining media. Yo, yeah, that's it. Nana.
No, Naya, Sima Dunia, Akaka, no, Nine,
Kakra yo. Nana, yeah, that's it. Piece of what Jim read and the Atenasi, a view, any about Bekasa. I said they advertise on the show, and they about the MPP and Hunsem getting towards the primaries now, Urban. So far, there's a lot going on in the party. From where you said, Nana, are we all set? Are we ready for January primaries now? 31st primaries now?
Oh, let's say America for you now. So that Corona to myself, and my life
in studio, Pepe.
I got to see what to myself from a later part of the year, let me about.
Amen. You're very sure.
Maybe January, February, or the Kratana, but not as a by August, September, or the longer than that will be a set time.
Mati,
I can organize to come. I mean, what do you mind so much here? Now, what quarter one man is saying, MPP Prime Minister or more Bayano, and Yadia. Me MPP, my quadare amanism, my quadare Ghana politician, my quadare Abibri politician. I am very good in politics in Africa. And also very me no krakani. Me can what you say? But I say a conformity. Oh yeah. I was on a program, I think yesterday, and I said, Anna, where the Mediana Honka Crow. Anna, yeah, Moka politics, now, and this assemble. Now, look, let me a grassroots man. I'm a very objective-minded person, objective-minded lawyer. I'm an honest lawyer, honest politician. But you know, in NDC now, I can tell you, sir, somebody are originating with the grassroots, you know, more is general mosquito. But don't kill it.
It's your partner.
I think your son will be said that no one will not crack. And said, yeah, me showing a me no crackany. This one, I mean, I just said that beyond the classroom in time classroom. And some from the British, but I'm also oh, yeah, I mean, I'm being very honest. But you know, I'm somebody, so I told that person, sir, the loss inside, and I'm saying, Ghana politics. As you, or not the Kano, ABI will be in Kano. Wow, party crowd power. They don't want to give you any position. Because African politics, sometimes it thrives on falsehood and dishonesty. Good liquor. I hear the person be a castle from when the king is naked. I know why you good liquor to show Obiri Boahen, give you another. So, I mean, yeah, don't get worried, you know. I mean, you put your trust and your confidence in your God. So let me come back to the MPP. It's not we've gone through turbulent periods than this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 1992. Kwame Safuedu, Janisabi, Professor Dubois.
When they were the 17, no?
17 yeah, 2008.
Okay, and even before that, no, now you had gone through a more turbulent period. No. Shane, can what I'm saying?
One more MPP 92. Let me a lawyer. That in an MPP August 1992. I'm a practicing lawyer. That Dankwa Buzia Atakora Jimano, Dankwa Buzia Club, the law of bro and a half. Bro and a half, no me Obiri Boahen na your secretary, Dankwa Buzia Club. And I started doing active politics from 1990s. Just when I had come out as a lawyer. Because there were signs that Ghana Beko Western multi-party system.
Yeah.
So from the 1991, now groupings started. Both MPP, CPP, and that groupings started
form, yeah.
Then in 1992, Obiri Boahen, Jansebi, Kwame Safuadu, Ebinum Kano. That one wasn't because now Obiri Boahen left as Sibino Command the Ghanaian Trust in 1988 at the British Council.
Yeah.
Now, Obiri Boahen, that was in April 1988. Now, Obiri Boahen, now he was also writing in the Catholic standard, the Kuntupiat. Kuntupiat. So Obiri Boahen was well known. So Obiri Boahen won. I said Obiri Boahen ben winning. Oh, winning. And people were surprised. Then I just said, Addison was very rich. Cement dealer. Obiri Boahen won. So, Obiri Boahen we are now TV. Now say, oh, that's why we are not cracking. Now showing Yamia. You're able to do proper analysis. Fast forward 92, Obiri Boahen, yeah, then we started with 96. 96, Ejikun Kufuor came in. Akufo-Addo became the campaign. He was the campaign manager for Obiri Boahen in 1992. But things went on well for Obiri Boahen. But I can't say 2 weeks. No, Oko Tama. Eko Kasi Misha, amount for so people got infuriated.
When they call cancer, Obiri Boahen they call cancer.
Yeah, Obiri Boahen. Another incident which worked against Obiri Boahen. Now, the comments, no authorities, I started in the DA. Me talk money, me the camera about 2 Rollins. Now Obiri Boahen supported. You know, you see the Ghanaian politics. After the DA,
and then it started.
Okay, after the DA, I've been why are there dinner time? Kikabichira dinner time. But what
people didn't like that posture, no. People didn't like they did their posture, no.
Yeah, I've been advising my nephew, Kwamba, for the party. Oh, fast. We are very active with your fast. But I'm telling you, I did the terminal. My friend wanted to. But though I go to college, my father did the we are hard working. We are very aggressive. We are forthright. We are sincere. We are reliable. But I tell you, I've been advising women to dinner bronya, and I let me compare. And I wouldn't say,
your company.
Yeah, it's my company. Abronya investment.
Because say, make Yamitia no say a crowd free horn and a free Abronya, and then yes, I say,
Yana no kura Abronya. And I made a company, no, no Abronya investment company.
Okay.
So Abronya investment company in Yamitia. And I made no, so you know, I started to turn say 95, 96, you know. About kick off a brand investment company. Kick off. But the Tom Sassi, or Kodoma, will be Brukum. Tachimai, when cheap. Kranza, the Tampo. But the Tons have said there has been an amateur Tons Sassi, baby, kick off. I didn't laugh. Now, I'm bringing your money. Said, didn't go secondary school dust. No, any question, no baby. Now, I went any question. I could have Obiri Boahen, no fascia. In the other for her, I brought your fascia, I brought your baby. I know those days the current. I feel I brought you out the crowd, the France of Crutching.
It's a brand new sound for radio.
So that is it.
I
So
see.
in 1992. Oh, yeah. So in 1996, now, I do want in the comments, the people felt that were too aggressive and abrasive.
Yeah.
And just like if you want to go to fight Jerry John Rollins, or yeah, so you're the pushing in a big in the chair. Would the kitty cost our better? Yeah. And it was a very good decision MPP for yeah. So they voted for Ajikunko. I mean, 1 week to the election, so no BN said, I do what he that maybe a name be a grassroots to my name say no. I don't know about timing. I don't know about
I didn't know who said better at that point. Now we are inside the we decide say, yeah, group and a fashion that pet sa posture. We prefer Ajikunko Force gentle giant posture. And that's a just intuition. But no, I don't know who said better.
No. I don't expect like I said, Sam 96. No, Obiri in article, man, newspapers, no, Ghana has I was writing for the Statesman, the Chronicle, the Independent, the Free Press. So, I mean, those journalists around that time, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98 to 2000. Now, Obiri Boahen didn't have a household name in Ghana. Because I'll be writing at the articles.
If it was more of an intuition, and I say it's going to change, not from any insider idea. Yeah. I see.
You interact. So I tell Sobia, you say, no, you'll be a boy, by Jimmy, you know. So, acquire Kofa winning. But you were rooting for Ajikunko for 1992. And all of a sudden, I don't know because Ajikunko for some Jessica. No, man, you know my life. The new Jessica. Certain I got had to be a meeting come up. Now, you're called 96 Ajikunko for winning. Yaba presidential no one winner on the runners. Now, young people decided, said, on the current time, primary. On the current time. So in 95, we were doing this all over the country. 10 regions. No. Kufuor didn't take active part in this Kumepreko.
Yeah.
It was Nana Kufuor. So, again, Nana Kufuor, the upper hand. You know? And those days, he was going to court. Represented he and Peter Lagete and Odoisai and Abidjan Dawacha represented the MPP in most of the Supreme Court cases. So that was the system. But you know, Because now I know ya now I had soft spot for Akufo-Addo.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the truth. Now, Kwame Pianim came into the picture after 96. And Kwame Pianim had the support of a good number of people because no call GTV no more program here on Sundays, 7 p.m. So we all glued to our TV, black and white, 7 p.m.
Talking point. Talking point.
Talking point. Yeah, 1 p.m. Talking point. So you are good. You know, when we are talking point,
yeah, that's right. I saw for that.
Radio culture.
So, the Lord will come to you now or more than in fact. But you know, for that a member of the Kwame Pianim group and Rosemary, a member of the Kwame Pianim group, decided to go and test the eligibility of Kwame Pianim. And the Supreme Court said, no, he cannot contest. That's that change the dynamics. I'm a Kwame Pianim for the big call. For a Kwame Pianim for the so called Akufo-Addo.
Hold your thoughts. Now, Supreme Court is based on what was Kwame Pianim ineligible.
Kwame Pianim was once convicted.
Okay.
For having for treason.
Okay.
And treason, you need a period of 10 years. And
I see. So okay,
so the Kwame Pianim group, they didn't call Akufo-Addo, and they didn't so call Ajikum Kufo. So in 1998, but Aka, by 2 days, coming to me, because I'm to me, between Kufo and Akufo-Addo. No, but Malik Yakubu contested no. I absorb Akufo-Addo a chita for no kakra. Aljechimensa contested no so. Or absorb a Jakum Kufo a chita for no kakra. But then it was a Saturday. So Friday in the morning, people were calling me. People were trying to find. Now, Obiri Boahen, yes, I didn't get there between Nana Akufo-Addo and Ajikum Kufo. So now we are Akufo-Addo here, Kumitra Kunina. I'm no. Maybe I have a soft spot for Akufo-Addo, but we have no emphasis. You know, that Friday, now you're reaching way back, no, reaching way about some reaching. So, what's the reaching for Obama? Gladys Asman. No change.
No change meaning what?
That's a young change. Kufo.
Okay.
Which are the NaCCA 96.
Okay.
Candidate in the never got 2,000. So there will be no change. Young change. What's the reason for the ban? No change of the kind and no change. Now say, again, okay. I never consider me, and I'm young, and a greater cry. We Jack Obesabelantinum. So no change, no change, no change, no change. So the no change, you know, not just a factor. So around, I'll take around by and say, get a craft for the news and around by number 4 in the night. So I just said, no change in any route. Because I'm a panel or trade, and I feel no change. I get you. No change, no change, no change. Just a son. And the Dubai connected to area, the Cossessan for Jakunko 496. The Cossessan, like I said, good food with your money. That we are most of it is all you on you, young son of the Nebaco. So that brought this philosophy of no change in the MP. And in 1998, now I'm coachman and the bashman, and you couldn't perform. The people felt that look, Mummy answers, there's someone. So you couldn't perform your Kramumi and Fanoko. Because yes, someone. But I can say, if you have a boy, you're the Mokoba, come in Yanamas.
Was that the only reason? And now I said, now there was a bigger point, say, yeah, marketing or to the point, say, or yeah, more we're gaining traction, kakra, into better to move ahead with him than say better still before fraud.
I said no change.
Yo, Nana, what I say, MPP has seen more turbulent times. It's and no na would say in minutia details here now.
Yeah.
Yo.
No mobile phone, you ho. 1998, no mobile phone, so now yet to send now WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube, big hand. But those days you realize that it was quite turbulent. People were exchanging heated arguments. It wasn't simple. There was antagonism was very serious.
I see.
Where you Kufaduni, where you Kufonipa, where you judgments and Nipa, where you Malek Yakubu Nipa.
Not tribalism Kakrasu Womo, not tribal undertones Kakrasu. So because they say at the culture Bibisa, they say, Moses say Yati Bibisa, our campaigning. Those times it's not yet Bibisa.
Why not? Why? Because you know that's doing it against Ajekunko forward saying said, but for not Chasham come say, Obiani wa Ubesani Asante.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 80 only Ajekunko for bar on when because come for not Chasham come. Then Ubisa say, okay, come for not Chasham come should be in class after him. Now free fast so by a president. But a free fast they know it's again. So that was the campaign. That was a cost now.
Because what the secretary of Santa Fuancasa and Kabia said, your minimum Wankasa and Sam quote, yes, it's okay and coming in. Say, if you provide a chicken, send this and this. And also, if you know, get see a Kufadon, just I get sick of for all kinds of confirmation I can't say. But Nana, the makers this is say no. Yet TBB to say, yet in the plane where say, oh, wait free her, into no motomana, it will be free her. My clear example. Yes, say Abia, President Mahama, every not, into no say Odiria, yet to me sound two more bios or free not. That type of thing. Not motivi, those times no.
Oh yeah. Why not?
My example.
People were saying, look, John Rollins when we were going for 1996, I couldn't have basic film, and now you have our politics now. The MPP were shouting accountability from. So now, yeah. Accountability from the John Rollins of Togo. I
feel that one can't say no. Now, accountability from Crapo, it's like who said it's kind of even friendly and endearing because at least they almost accept because of more contact. Oh, that be it. It's a look up they can do to me and shut down here, Bibia. But Ofito go there, assembly.
Radio, culture.
Ofito. Sadly, look at the Kumasi Free said, Ivory Coast will say, hey, I need to put the nearest country near the Walker.
No. Actually, historically, Jerry John Rollins had traced in Togo. That I say, of Togo. Yeah, German. And then some of my MPP for one very good. Masha, so there's no formidable political party, it's a new patriotic party in Africa.
What I can't say no, but it's subject to a lot of debate, if you ask me. But today you focus on.
So I can tell you from then. Eventually, at the Congo for one in 1998. Then they went around with the Kofo Akko. I believe that Kofo and maybe Jerry John Rollins. Woman Akko, Kofo, Jerry John Rollins, and maybe Baumia. Woman actually Kofo, Jerry John Rollins, and Baumia. Woman actually
Ghana in the course of campaigning.
Yes. Now, I'm going to 1989 the Congo for France. So me menena ko bofo kro eko bisu kwasi nyina typical villages pa o hwe and this sata boto water ni ho ayi no sata yakwa na ko fortune up and down bi na up and down brown don't so the car me ladder what's it no me car ladder Russia for the car be
ladder yes
I don't know the other until Baha. I
don't know bush. Anything we call remote places now.
When I know be a penny, once I'm about you to know, my Bamanda will have
It's not a year, baby. Yeah, baby, must have to say, maybe I be. I can't was it. Yeah, baby.
Gadru, 1999.
Okay.
After 98, you know, now you campaign once.
Yes.
To 99. So we went for the elections in 2000 and we won. And there were a lot of court cases. In fact, I've done a lot of cases in court for the MPP that any lawyer in this country.
Your last interview, I know you're all cancer.
Yes. 2001.
Interesting.
Did I win no, when we won, before I wanted to make me the deputy regional minister, 2001. Then the then regional chairman and the campaign manager, before now they are not paid. Now regional chairman, no, any campaign manager, no, focus and person with Obiri Boahen. Here, David, all the buy a Kufadu Nipa. Then the confusion himself, a Kufadu by contesting 2-4. So Kufo called Amabuzia and told us, hey, Nipanam Casam de Baban, Wamon and Ocean and Billy Better yet. All one can't be better something that I'm to do. I'm a thankful. So I'm a Buzian from Seven Copper Regional Chairman, and regional communication, and regional campaign. The regional campaign manager was done from PCP. And I remember that in 1996 we formed the Great Alliance.
Yeah.
So, although for PCP never a campaign manager, none of them for partner the concourse. So, it is our regional campaign manager and regional chairman of the Kodime.
I see.
I know, you know, somebody who believes in faith, my destiny, my God. So I'm going to come and compare with me in the church. Some of my child, my baby, many.
Deputy Regional Minister.
Deputy. But I said, no, me,
on principle.
Yeah. So, we didn't. So, in 2006, when the chairman he said, Party na ya man for us, the PAM chairman. And our chairman or the PAM chose a contested as the regional chairman. Because I'm ready to answer me, man, in the performance be quite having. So it took a lot of interventions. And some I made the teams and never contested as the regional chairman. Then I became contested in 2006, 2005, I think 2005 or 2006. I became the regional chairman of the party, born enough. So I tell them I moved from the regional youth, born enough. And then we call 92 and 96, you know, me as a being copy. Me I'm being copy. So from the regional youth, then my next leadership was the regional chairman.
And now what you say, through these times, Ninano, it's only because there was no social media. The level of animosity and the war party, it's the year who say no, it's nothing new. That's the summary of it.
Okay, that's a little gas and you were so dear. Then our friend master historian now. It's another guy about some one and politics about some.
That's right.
I go back to the secret in the even though they are older than me, no, or wouldn't have to me. I won't show Obiri Boahen, not I own any power.
Yo, and yet, if there's nothing strange there, nothing, zero in on the current. Kakra. Before we come there, me patrol. Me say we wanna say you perceive me flashing back to the past. Please feel free because any way there you are giving us gems of history. So
when I'm not missing, I wouldn't be Ghana. I will be a Ghana about a Ghana politics. You can try and call NDC. I mean, but Obiri NDC, you bet him NDC politics.
Interesting. Yo, Nana, it's about maybe so. Say no, also Obia entimi enchaba umia based on
because history and tradition. Say that's
okay.
History and tradition. Say that's
Before we go there, Mami Bisao, are you pro Bawumia or you are speaking as an objective observer of what's going on in the party? Mami Bisao.
Now, who started the for the president? The whole country. Who started it?
Meaning, say you were very, very vocal for Bawumia in the presidential race.
Not vocal. I started it. Not vocal. I started it. After the when we end up the campaign to manage the
me kai sansem ne pa yebeka ho asem. Yebeka ho asem. In fact, ye kind of ho asem fi ho. And sadly yebeka. What happened? Why? And then you see it.
No, that EP committed a mistake, but now can win this and come a few so. But you know, Daddy, what the campaign team about Famianka, Yamanis, about Famianka.
Nana, Ayasama, what me yet still a settle. Naka Uyenya Widia, Naka, what can they feel prep to help even the candidate himself?
Confidential, I know, Siana, one.
No, what can not tell me.
America, who state bank?
No, Texas, Nana.
Texas, okay, sure. Yeah. No question, what I am.
Number of Bronx, near Bronx, you feel Bronx by 3 or so years. You feel Bronx never Texas, you see.
But I want to pay a bagana for one you call
my hold the little guy.
What you want to man more deep on it, yet, Johnny, I am a Canada. The Pajan and French and Brampton, and my sister, the Hoya crack of phonetical food.
Ghana for so happy. Your big Ghanaian community so happy. What do you
yeah, I don't Washington DC. I heard that about 4 into 47 level.
Radio and culture.
Seven sisters and the block water.
Baby, I never tell a Bronx woman. A Ghana restaurant by 5 to choose from with a hot. Meanwhile, Australia, that's a bit Ghana, they actually before bus 2. Before I could see, I myself about quarter so as I'm a Ghana restaurant. For me, question, mommy.
I'm anyway, I said, Baumia has the edge over all of them. Definitely, you will win. Definitely, you will win.
But, Mammy Bisa, what we need to be
I'm fire, a beautiful yeff. It's in a sad tribal, urban.
No, Mammy Bisa said, when we near it, I'm saying it's almost a no-brainer. So if you really check it out, even the polls are, leaning towards that. But if you check the level of animosity at what party, Matis will say a BC now. But with social media at our fingertips right now, can't it also be said when we near it, that same social media be used to do some type of harm to the party in terms of diminishing its chances?
That social media can also heal wounds.
Also, that social media night then?
You can also use it to heal wounds.
To heal wounds. Okay. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Who's going to lead that charge, though? Nana, who's going to lead that charge? Because it's almost like the old guard versus the new guard. We see a youngish, executive in charge. Now, a public said Professor Frimpong, what's the party? Same thing they call earlier with Alan Mo, all of that. Who is going to lead that charge for that healing of the wounds? No.
How do you say that? How do you say that old gas versus new gas? How?
Then I'm telling you what I see from where I sit. Maybe from inside you see a different picture.
Possibly the spectacle you are putting on by no class in your camera, I need a blood into
really?
A
designer or red band.
No, because I joined MPP. I played a vital role in MPP before from Pop Watson joined the MPP.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking of the political party MPP, Obiri Boahen, master, I am authority.
Mm-hmm.
But when Akufo-Addo became the president, Pop Watson got ministerial position.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, what is Akufo-Addo person? I tell you, but maybe Akufo-Addo maybe. want to just say, Oga, and I'm going to Oga, me about two.
That's fair enough. But that doesn't also erase the fact that he's been around for a while. And this is a man who has actually run for flag bearer of the party before any idea. And then history of my he was somewhere in the picture.
Bobby died from 2008. No, Obe prayer. 2018, the son now we are.
I see.
And then Alan Martin also left. Yes, let him go. It's a political party.
But isn't it a game of numbers anymore? I thought it was a game of numbers.
Having Lucifer Yaso Brachi and Yanko Company, having everything that's a national wealth. God insisted said there should be discipline. God cracked the ship.
Nana, Matthias Nana, but are you saying this to suggest Frimpong Boahen is being recalcitrant? Is that what we're hearing?
I'm not saying that he's being recalcitrant, but I'm saying that he's being ungrateful.
But maybe he's trying to straighten up his party for better chances. Maybe he's trying to activate the voice of the democracy within the party.
What democracy means what? Democracy
means giving people the chance to speak their views, even if it doesn't line up with the popular view of the party.
Good. Now man says the party is fake. When something is fake, then that thing doesn't exist. When that thing doesn't exist in reality, then you don't need to belong to a society that doesn't exist in reality.
You're a master of almost every subject. Let's dig into it a little more. We're doing communication here. I am sitting at the receiving end of Professor Frimpong Boahen. What I heard him say is that there is a certain silent voice within the party who are active members of the party, but are not able to articulate their voice because of what is going on in the party. That's what I heard.
And consider the definition of a political party. If you start it with the Hobbesian definition or St. Augustine's definition, the common thread is a group of people coming together to fight for the political leadership of the country. That group, when it's formed, it has its do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Once you become a member, and yet your own petness will be at you. And yet your own petness will be as you can. That is the essence of a political party. In the religious group, I always talk about three groups: Roman, LD, Kremu, because one of the make us Kremu for Benjamin Shea, because the young Kremu. We can't hear Roman for Benjamin Shea. We can't hear you for Benjamin Shea. It will be a Bamian Samuel Median Phantom. And look at I celestial matter, spiritual matter. And when you're better, and the Roman, which you want you, each of some crowd that yet. As the Uma, one Shasumadi, one Resamo. Crabo, one Ransom. Even this is a question of spiritual issues. So you cannot carry a group and say, media, as I said, Baumia, Omuchimaman Fonsa, and a Baumia Bay flag bearer, and Tino, come on. The reasonable thing to do within that situation is to leave the party. Ask for government.
What exactly, which clause or which rule, which governing act within the party does that statement breach? What exactly? What are you accusing him of?
Good. SDA for any written statute to be crap, but I am by operation of law, automatically. You seem to be a member of the SDA. Automatically, you don't guys in a correct.
But these are stated rules. SDA no ya can't to her. Say, men shasumadi, and to shasumadi, like you were saying, it's automatic. But again, ya can't to huntia and until moderation. So I can say, yeah, the fake assembly or kind, you know.
You don't bring your party down. You don't make comments to tarnish the image of the party.
Okay.
No. Yes, he is a professor. Who say I didn't a fake? And teacher say and not correct. It doesn't exist. Now, Kuma, it doesn't exist. Also, me a member. I mean, wait, just I mean, very honest and sincere.
To what degree is free speech acceptable or accepted within the party, if that's the case?
No. Maybe MPP. And never be custom. Me no one yard and I never be custom. MY and uncle. Now see a fake. When I go for the castle on the cathedral. You see, you don't use taxpayers' money to put up a cathedral. When that happens, it will go against the party and it will go against the country. That I mean to be new free party. What you say? Now, yes, also party me a fake. I want to chimo binsa. And
yeah, is it Obisobe Bisa said, is this the first time that we're hearing that? As you're singling out for extreme punishment, that's why you're a scapegoat of sorts. Because
we're extreme punishment. Minister of Environment. Do you know the leases or do you know concessions or
are you okay?
Nobody is untouchable in any political party. No single person is untouchable. When Adman Kwadu threatened to break away from NDC, she broke away. She formed an NDC Guyana.
No.
Realistic. Because she was sympathetic to NDC.
Debut, you're sympathetic to Mother Ghana and Africa by extension. And it's diaspora. But Asema
if you are sympathetic to Africa, now you're better discussing Uganda elections.
You're better for that also. So, availability in Kwani here. So, are you ready for that in Kwani here?
The point is that why do you be covering over this? It is a group. The man is a member. Why can't you encore say a fake? Omsi be you are and I you wet. And I said, party a fake is also your journey.
Party no.
I just want to be a number.
Party, your friend, no Patriotic Party, right? And your major idea, Mudijinasun is a democratic party. And it's a Kokoba say, Ebia Sebi, Obia Kwako can. And I'm saying this, Ebia Wu, baby, I want to know as an insider, no. You see a different picture. From where I say. No, I'm saying you're a member of the party. You're a member of the party. That's why I'm calling you an insider. But what I'm saying is, baby, I may say any baby I watching. We may see different pictures. And maybe then it's a maybe a question. Now so then it's a what daruma. No what you much saying. Now yes, you edified. Go home. But then maybe son say Obi baby say, Asema Frimpong Watinka, Professor Frimpong Watinka. Yet say Obia can be bisa a bit more abrasive and derogatory to the image of the party. Why is he being singled out?
It is their party. It is their party. It is the MPP. It is their party. Anna, Waka, now I'm sure one can get we are one challenge, no problem.
Now, who is their party? Because the party, they say, the People's Party. I can sign up to be a member of the party. And then when you start speaking like this, and then you're making it look like there's a group of elitist people to who the party belongs, and everybody else can go to hell. And
please, my brother, that is never correct. Ever since Propon Boahen or Reshaping, I can hear you see, that explains why, with due respect, if the governors are saying, say, look, more beyond Cinergy and anyone, they are right. They are right. I think that the people are not being fair to the governors in their tradition. And the Kunku folk are here. There's an account, no change. It's an account. I go for the Kobani and San 9 is an account. So,
it doesn't sound fair.
And you're in the floor. Now, as I said, you're still probably the
That's a fair argument to make, Nana. But is it about that? And I say, is it about presenting a credible candidate who has a better chance of winning power for the party?
He's competent, he's capable, he's level-minded. What do we have to be wasting our time?
Nana, what's that the how we are now?
No, because you know, it is a political party. Who's here doing a fake? Now, I will say a fake. But you were from Sasha. I mean, does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Marty, let's not beat a dead horse. Your friend Trejo. Now, is he going to be afforded the opportunity to explain what he meant? Because it's a democratic system.
For me, as a lawyer, in law, we have something known as by operation of law. Who called the Alote Jacobs, no NDC.
Yes.
And 2024, no campaign, and NDC for suspended. And I found before, and I'm saying, oh, but if you are NDC, no campaign, me nipa baumia, or your campaign, I am dead. But you know, once you are a member of the NDC and you campaign for Baumia, automatically you cease to be a member of the NDC. That is common sense. That is common sense. No knowledgeable person will be doing blowing hot and cold. No knowledgeable person.
So you think it's the same thing here?
Oh, now there's a non-knowledgeable person. No knowledgeable person will do that. This is a fake party. Fake party will say, so there's something. I'm sorry, the beginning say, I can't have a petition where I say, watch out and try a bomb for this
Radio culture.
Your friend when he say, your bomb.
You're sorry, your bomb. Oh my above Guinness on them, maybe I'm not protesting. Look at that, say above, what do you have Guinness? The men say, I'm West Cap.
Oh, yeah.
All I know for West Cap. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to buy from Pom Watching Posture, or Yamo Gidi. No, that is quite painful. Very painful. Look, if you are in Ghana here, if you are in Ghana here, but we are some now, I can't say, Obiri Boahen. I could find the bear, one more post, one show, ATS, one more BBPR. And so, would you buy me a chip? We are sending a cabin away. So it looks like the sins of Akufaduna man for the British Tredia Kosabamiati. Something else of the new. But me and I'm being very honest, everybody who Jimmy, who are sending Akufadu Bay ATS. Bob the crown for one time, one more post here, one in the Muka, one show, beer, one set of the show. What's an aqua Dibomiachi? Wouldn't you answer? Who and Yansa, I wouldn't answer.
And to not to say, Baumia, I separate entity cry. I bet me in a Jinan chain for Akufadu's failure. So, yet to me, and for Akufadu's failure, and for Baumia.
But they want to attach Yansa in your kind. Why do people treat Baumia like that? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it presumptive politics. But someone more careful about me. I don't think about me. I can't be prank. I can't say we are mocking. So I could find a plan and function. I could find a parliamentarians. I will catch up for the answer financial minister. I could find a sobrachia once. Now then, that thing happened in the Mekabi. So I could find the yes, you are not happy then. You are not happy in Ghana. 8 MPs about her. So some finance minister now will kill you. A better effect on the party. Make a young Obiri Boahen poor question. We are better. Akufo-Addo appointment. We are better. Yamibe Tiao. Assumption can name now I decide King of Sunkra in North Korea. The MP Sibako was a finance minister. But you know the effect on the MPP as a party.
The challenge though, for me and for some other people, they say, ultimately say, yeah, Dr. Baumia ultimately say, for instance, the successes, so-called, quote unquote, because I don't want us to debate that, government, present government, shock, it's as a result of policies that he had implemented. At the same time, Osasu Klemi said he didn't have room to operate. These two don't jazz up together, do they?
Do you know the history of the PDS? PDS,
PDS. Electricity, we say PDS as now, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
PDS, whatever about we don't need to be washing our beer and dirty linen in public. But I think that it's so sad. Chebomia is being treated like sad. I'm not friend in your working at the Kumko for your man, no change. I go find the transaction and plan and make a big certificate of criminals. I go at the never call. How do you go about music? Your papa to play the Abusi, Ganiano, or Kenya, and for the Mubakanian.
Nana, oh, shush, okay, Edu Boahen, so awesome. Our party don't so Edu or say Edu Boahen, the post Shanintino, they don't like that, and they preferred another candidate. So they gave him just one chance.
That was the beginning.
It's based on something else. The party debate decided, said they want to give Baumia just one chance.
We need to be honest, we need to be sincere.
I think say that's very much likely, right? But I'm more concerned about the unity of the party going forward.
Let me, I'm not boasting. I am not boasting. I will never boast. I am very honest, principled, and sincere person. In any political endeavor, in any religious endeavor, in any social endeavor. Bikrana okan krono ko bakran obetie no akoka. Eti se duru ba bi ni binu ba da ben kwa. Jabe. When you are building a society, now build the party now gonna thinking how do you go on with everybody on board? Alanche Martin, yes, I want to know all Beleko. Shut up, shut up, when Galanche Martin. And it is a party, me and my casa from the 30 to now. So I'm feeling something quite people made there. And some people for Janet Panamanico. Because I cannot hold the party to ransom. I cannot hold the party to ransom.
So, Mamma,
I can tired of all these things.
Nana,
I like to Matinka to all Obi Panicho.
Maybe I'm a Panicho one, Kebeboa.
I'm working because you need to instill discipline in a system, society, political party. You need to instill discipline.
So you're sacrificing the numbers, which is the primary object of the party, on the altar of
one sacrificing numbers.
Or sacrificing Lucifer in the team. I can take down numbers.
I don't think just discipline in heaven.
Nana, Mami Bisa, this is at the party, no? It has to wrap up from the party. Mami Bisa. The leadership of the party, some time ago, the acting chairman, who is also the vice chairman, suggested none of the leaders should present themselves for re-election. Are you comfortable with the leadership of your party right now? Last question.
Listen, I'm not comfortable. And I've not been comfortable with every single leader of the party at any point. It's a human institution. I am not comfortable. It's the MPP for the park of Trump. Obiri Boahen say, no person oku contest here. It's done. Obekimiko. Gamboadu was the general secretary. Order Obeko. About 15 regional chairmen Kasi Nachi. Oko and so Kulusi Anamboa.
Radio culture.
Look right.
So if you are some Bute no akanya no. Me can say wholesale beyond resign. What would they say? You leave it to the conscience of the MPP members. Because they are mature, discerning enough. So if you say back to about being your baby man, not calling your baby man on call. But don't catch them and say, master philosopher, master historian, master soothsayer.
What's that master soothsayer?
Master soothsayer.
Master prophet.
Master prophet, master philosopher, master historian, master soothsayer. Who is MPP? National officers. Omuya be Biasan. Now Mukasambasana Aqua. Me a hini beti the master social vacatio said, both region, both national and brand. Two over time problem. Oh, yeah. What's an idea for? So, what I say, yes, someone. What was the party? I'm party. I was the deputy general secretary. Dombodu was the general secretary. Regional chairman he enjoyed the support of 16, 14. He enjoyed the support. And so the club is said, maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, I'm beautiful. But I want to party no be a soon bio. Don't do the other for say, don't show Obiri Boahen. Don't show Obiri Boahen. You're not treating me well. You're not treating me well. Don't do me a timber.
Into the Ujayama MPP for now said, you are not comfortable with the current leadership, but you are leaving the choice for the delegates not to make. Sana meetings are working.
Yeah, because they will decide.
And you think, say, 2028, the party stands a chance?
Oh, why not? They stand a chance. Provided they'll put their acts together. Putting their acts together on a selection of candidates for parliamentary elections. What may be a Nakadan to be Nakoya delegates in the Kaka. As a Cafon Bravo. As Cafon Bravo, as Cafon Bidum popular. Into a Bravo on your popular in Chile.
Or see eventually.
Also,
Mr. Obakwa will see eventually on your popular in Chile.
now 24 is on the kind of baby. We
in your heart of hearts, Nana, now OGD said, Dr. Baumia Betime winning 2024, last election. Now OGD said, Dr. Baumia, in your heart of hearts, as the master should say.
Yeah, no, no, sir, Obetima, whenever no, sir, you never be super quite young. Look, the Oforata incident was a serious. The National Cathedral was a very serious. But you know, and then in 72 and this is for Kanyama, and you're not correct. What I say, oh, you're back, Nansape. The Gallant said that it will be a thing of the past. Make us some of one, into Munko. Ghana for you to say, and this all the way, and Gallant said, Yaki, never body like in the day. But I say about LGBTQ. Mahama Basan, about what you say.
There are dynamics to both issues I was raising. Yeah, Rapia Pintam reacting to, but I think there are some dynamics to that. But I get a broader point now. Will make you know.
And you know, if you know the history of this country very well, starting from the UGC, while the UGC have been very honest and principled, the CPP, the PMP, no yet, and then PNDC, the trouble. Won't you say Ghana quiet? Oh, they were so quiet. I want to call court to me. I want a prescription letters which in your kind. I say, I can't cry in your quiet, maybe we could I'm seeing. You know? That's so by the tradition, also, this some people are handicapped. This in Ibaka over the throne, and people in young.
Is that a fact?
Let me look at it. Mekasa as an honest and sincere politician. But I'm listening and control people from the trust
Now, they're very debatable, but again, there appear to be person not too much into that. Then the time when debating a card in Uganda elections, someone said that now.
Oh, yeah, now what you said that.
Now what you said there, Martin.
This is a moment you want to move across Africa, and I'm going to say.
Nana, someone I'm moving in there can't say no. Yet, they're friend, and I'm more articulate as a number. Tell me the pastor what to just as a way about. Then you're no one so AES.
Bob Marley, I said black and white, you are you couldn't sit down.
Really?
Down, oh, yeah.
I didn't say.
Things don't what happened in Cameroon. The man is so old, he couldn't do campaign. Say, yeah, we say, for Tanzania, people died.
Okay.
That's why I'm winning. Uganda, that's why I'm winning. Cote d'Ivoire, we amend the constitution, that's why I'm winning. So, sometimes I'm not blaspheming. Everybody, I'm saying, the concept of God. It's saying I'm not comfortable saying I say I'm saying before I try to prove it. No, you come to Ghana. Obisi ya kwa jilo ya sky free. Na Ghana train cry of welcome. Na kachi ni biati asese ya kwa jilo ya sky free. There's no madness.
Otimi ya idea na Kenya madness, but Saudi wa idea then of course. Oh, but it exists in other places, right? It is Otimi ya idea. The ground training crying
Radio culture.
What the greater medical share from one side each other, no? Because come with the do. With our CP, meaning say what normal.
Don't know football. They were called history. They were called.
Only that person you know here going forward. You start the World Cup now. You be from now. What my your projections? Any what you think now on the World Cup?
Why not? You know.
But most of all, they been here from Empire history and kasa history.
World Cup. West Africa, I want to move history. World Cup.
Oh, and I'm saying there's always infrastructure. Maybe I mean, what you say, not too far from here. Arlington, Ghana, one of their games was Arlington, and not too far from here. Almost infrastructure. It's in the bad say, Unya by Papa on this kind. That's Sonia by India one shady and that's it, or the Akaku to Amon.
Good leader. If I want to get a Burkina Faso leader, it's a good leader. Now,
it's your friend next time I back AES in some Sahelian region. No, you back almost politics in Wasa. Apart from Uganda, and AES said they're more banging for me immediate neighbors. Into your back and so on. But finally, Nana answer investors, me pachopi, just 30 seconds. President Mahama, 1 year in, and in his second year, sign a was so far as an objective politician. No.
I think I saw you fail. But I think I saw I very successful. I'm not so sure why you fail. No, but I definitely he has instilled and injected some amount of discipline into our body politics. What I say? He has instilled and injected discipline into our body. Look at his appointments. Region Bia beneficiary. Deputy ministers, Region Bia. That is good. That is good. What I say, region, check his cabinet ministers, region BNF. Check his deputy ministers, region BNF. Check DCs and now when you scapa common fund. Every time this canon call. Madam Boke wrote a letter to the president about that issue. President can't you know, so he has injected discipline into body politics, which is good. Why, Obia region beyond a ministerial appointment. That is very good. Laudable, remarkable. You know?
But beyond
the shortcoming, the shortcoming, you say, you don't pursue project. You don't do that. Because the private sector is the engine of push. Until the amount now, the pharma company, pharma bank, so that is not good.
But I didn't think said way Bosnia. I thought that this was a social intervention. Yeah, they actually like pumping it into the because they get a mark for free, right? Yes, but now what's the model now? There are people along the value chain. There are people who would secure. There are people who would supply these things, and so there's still levels of that.
No. And one the set through the 94 years in a year. Scalo as a band or for a Japanese went to man in a year. Una Wikia. Because African Okom constituency Chama, Okomana could be, I don't know, Uncle Thomas Canamera and Uncle Thomas.
Uncle Thomas not as angry.
I'm showing yourself, and someone is come out just.
You better kind of was Nana. You better that Nancy Niaka policies was in detail.
Make us say, when there'll be make us have my brain. But make us say, why are dear so process? No.
Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'll make you 5 out of 10.
5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll make him 5.
Okay. And now which
Because
area?
whatever policy that, but the good says the dollar no na 8 million. What you manage in a country. But the question says scarcity. You don't have the dollar. You don't get them. Don't get the dollar. Right. You see? But you know, I really finish. You know, it's like okay, no.
Yo.
But I know something with child now the boss.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, you better have fraud that they are share policies and so. And so next time we have fraud, you better that I'm a heads up now my 2 hours straight. Yo, yeah, that's it. Yo, Nana Obiri Boahen, yeah, that's it. Any Obiri. Yeah,
Not sure we are telling you
Obia Edgeson Nana Oba so you better New York Bronx as no ewo echi ho.
US and then listeners meeting
Me pa say
you
better text we say details now bro. Your multiple platforms so say remember producer the numbers now bro. Of course, certainly a fraud. Interesting. Yo, Nana, did I CP? You better sign Akasabi. Yo, all right. Nana Obiri Boahen, a stalwart of the new Patriotic Party, and we have been discussing we've been discussing the NPP. Is it imploding or is it reshaping? What some very interesting perspectives on what is going on within the party. And I would just say we're grateful for it. Thank you very much for staying with us. Hopefully, we'll be bringing you our second interview with Moses Foh Amoaning very soon. Before that, let's go for a short break.
But today if you
Hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. The wrath of God upon them.
I am your thief, you sell some fire, you're killing people every day. Anytime you open your mouth, up here lie, you're leading my people astray.
Government by family and friend, corruption never end. And you tell us, said you are God sent, but when we turn around the bend, you thieving with a pen. Coffee with family, and I struggle for fed. And when you come after we, like the cock on the end. What a pity when we sell our dignity as men. Politicians them attack we from the rear end. Lead we to a dead end. And the fake preacher telling I and I feel repent. With the money in my pocket is the mountain I get. And when the gap are ever widen, fences can mend. So this question I send.
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Whoa, at the fire bonding. Until they change their mind, the wrath of God upon them.
Through your lies and deception, wrong education, you poison yourself one way. But when the church and the state collaborate to keep us in slavery.
And by the ballot and the bullet, they put their gun to the head. Them say you have the right to talk, but talk too loud and you dead. It's like them have a different system for the leader and the leader. Hurt to run red. So get the youth boss rise and show them how things be run. If them can't do it, come and make we show them how we done. And we now no more room for them like them days are gone. Up your fire burner. What I mean say?
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Where the money oh?
I don't know.
So where the money dey? Hiding in the Cayman Islands. So where the money dey? Invested in foreign lands. So where the money dey? Me personally, I don't know. So where the money dey? Where the money dey oh? And I mean say hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. And the wrath of God upon them. Until them change their mind. Wrath of God upon them. But for people black, wrath of God upon them.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for staying through the show. We have been trying to raise our second guest for the interview, Moses Foh Amoaning, but unfortunately, we are having trouble raising Moses Foh Amoaning on the line. We're going to go ahead with the show, however, and bring you our GH reports, after which we'll also bring you agriculture and, of course, arts and culture. We're still waiting for Justice Martha to join us for GH Reports. Please stay and enjoy spot of music. As soon as Justice comes, we will be right on with GH Reports. All right, we're right back. Yes, her name is Rena, Top Girl Rena, one of Ghana's amazing songbirds currently, young, energetic female singer doing a version of that Lucky Dube track right there. It's time for GH Reports, and we have our man, Justice Marfo. Justice, and then Ekoso, I will Ghana say.
Ghana na dey say there bibia hwe isatala Dramani Mahamani ya no yama di bronya wi 2026 to boy ho ban dem ekobo na pa na ye de ani kirem kiti asema for hene na na adapt to the so to so e kwa kushai tino etina de jeli posto ye de ni kirem e wo man shia kirem and some kind of it for in my na fani de ni achi minister responsible for gender and social after no delegation actually mo enya to prayer and komo na obi na ye Dr. Agnes na mulat ono na delegation any ma omofoye citizens in periodic review United Nations Committee on Rights of the Child Jumadi yakoso ama committee na nekasa Jumadi na am parliament for Kumaru constituency honorable yaw enim and some na economy honorable NS nim bra
I wanted to also support the question around the elimination of child labor and trafficking in Ghana and the role of Parliament. I think with the establishment of the Human Rights Committee last year, together with UNICEF and some other NGOs, we worked together on oversight visits. We had some selected districts within Ghana where we had some monitoring and oversight activities where we're able to provide some bit of sensitization to parents and the communities on the dangers of child labor and how best Parliament can also support in the advocacy activities. And it was very, very helpful and very, very insightful. We visited 2 districts over 4 days, and there are plans this year to also work together with UNICEF and IPU to also visit some of the selected districts within the northern sector of Ghana. So we are currently working together with the ministry as well to ensure that the ministry's agenda and government's agenda in eliminating child labor is also sustained. So that would be a sustained effort by Parliament and the various committees that have oversight responsibility over.
Honorable and right and Switzerland na mkopi Dr. Agnes na ma represent Ghana na enkwada wo nsem na ewo Ghana jumakuo no ma Grace and I'm efficacy between common and not the also and to mean one efficacy movie meeting and police is sad Nipa IGP Christian Tete Yohunu Podemi Kodi na all the police one up na what ya more form back maybe Muhano any Christian Tete Yohunu enya akonya Ghana police komo no watch almost say Ghana police say no oma yen sakraye wo mu a police for no ebo omo homodin ye pa na omo make sure say nipa bi obey wadwen say o mo madamude ya chew was say your process on your court also so by wadwen say obepe bibi kakra na de ama police ni no say na be ya obenya afa ahode de say sa de no atwam say ye police ni je bribe no sa de no atwam kura ene akromfo o Ghana hanom no mbetu on so sa ukopie mu say be o ma me dem kura o mbeto awo na omo baba be chew na mra no ene wadi no nyono na wabra na Christian Tete Yohunu kasa no na o address media no ensem sei na odi to Ghana for so GH ni san you be go ahomato a ye dey bo ama bi ka ko jin ko Christian Tete Yohunu
Justice Yebeba to story no okay please hold your thoughts right there. We'll come back to that story in a brief moment. We have our next guest, lawyer.
Okay.
You know, we have been trying to reach him. He was in transit, but he's graciously agreed to join us. It's a moment call to lawyer, and then we'll come back for you to do your final report, please. Okay?
Understood.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Be on standby, please. Don't go away. All right. And ladies, and there you go. Okay. We are going to cross over now to go speak with lawyer and advocate Moses Foh Amoaning. As I said at the beginning of the show, lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning is somebody who needs very little introduction, especially if you come from my era, back in the day when he was on TV and all of that. We'll find time to talk about that also. But you say we are here for a little bit of some serious business. Let's go over and go talk to lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning, who is joining us by phone. Unfortunately, he's unable to join us by TV also because he's in transit. Next time we get him, hopefully he can join us on TV as well. But right now, let's cross over to go speak with lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning. Lawyer, thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, thank you too. And I think it's afternoon now. So which state are you operating from? So at least I
am in Texas, sir. We're operating from the Dallas area in Texas.
Wow, so you're about 7 hours behind us. That's a lot of time.
About 6 hours, yes.
Okay, so you probably still be in the morning, sort of.
Yes.
Getting close to.
We're heading towards midday right now.
Great, lovely. Okay, so, well, good morning to all your listeners. Just about 2 minutes to the top of the hour. And in Ghana, it's getting to the evening. It's pretty cool here. The weather's getting colder because of the Hamatan. So you can imagine very dry, very humid. And we'll see how it all goes. But thanks a lot for linking up with us.
Thank you very much, lawyer. So let's talk about this a little bit. Just the other day, we heard that you had called for an inquiry into the affairs of the NaCCA, the curriculum board people. What prompted this, lawyer?
Well, let me start, it from this way. The thing is, the national organization, the regulatory body that produces curriculum for our school children, from the primary school right up to the senior high school is this NaCCA, it's a curriculum and council, that an authority that has been established to look at what goes into the education that we give to our children.
Yep.
And as you know, the LGBT movement is all about advocacy. And they have a cradle to grave strategy. You are living in Texas. I'm sure you know that there's an LGBT choir in California, and they have a song that says, "We are coming for your children." If you Google, you're going to see it. And the reason is very simple. The LGBT movement knows that when it comes to people like myself and the older generation, we have our own views on these matters. We don't think it's culturally appropriate, and we can't even live by it. So the whole idea is, let's get to the young people, let's use the educational medium, and the best way to change people's mindset. And by the way, I'm sure you know that the LGBT movement is the most, influential social movement in the 21st century. They have changed minds. If you go back to the data from the 50s, nobody was interested in LGBT in America or even in Europe. If you mention it, you're going to run into lots of trouble. But over 40 years, they have changed people's minds to such an extent that it is something that people prefer. If you look at the Gen Z generation and all the data, in fact, I was reading something this afternoon that shows that right now, the age at which people come out, as they say, as falling from 23, 24, about 10 years ago to 17 years. And it's all because the education system has been utilized, especially in the Biden era and in Obama's era as well, to change people's mindsets. So education and the content of the things that go into it to make the whole LGBT phenomena acceptable and normal, it has a lot to do with education. And so we in Ghana and Africa are very, those of us who have come together to kind of respond to the LGBT agenda, our critical area that we are looking out for is how these things, these LGBT ideas and normalization of LGBT activities is being seeped into our educational system. Sadly, they start right from the top, including the United Nations. United Nations, UNESCO, for example, has become a very critical tool. That is UNESCO, United Nations Educational and Children and Cultural Organization. That has been used as a tool for pushing educational material into third world and other countries who are resistant to LGBT ideas. And NaCCA has been very, very instrumental in coalescing these ideas and secretly smuggling them into Ghanaian, educational content. Those of you who follow, you know that when this the whole idea of comprehensive sexuality education is an LGBT-driven educational toolkit to influence young people, right from when they are born, educating them right through toddler section to kindergarten, right up to secondary school, and even the university. So those of you who remember, I followed it, those of you Ghanaians, in 2017, 2018, this same NaCCA, where the conduit through which the comprehensive sexuality education was being brought, into the Ghanaian educational system. Thankfully, we caught them, we accosted them. The national debate went on, and within a few days, the government withdrew all the literature. By the way, tons and tons of literature have been produced and paid for, and some of them have been shipped into Ghana with LGBT material. But when we accosted them, that material was posted. So it's the same NaCCA. I'm placing the whole thing into a context so your listeners can understand that this is not just happening. It is part of the LGBT strategy to influence society and to normalize LGBTQ plus activities, especially in countries and in cultures that are resistant to these whole ideas. And that's why we feel that it's not just a matter of, a grassy maca, and so, okay, it's a mistake, let's forget about it. No, we're saying, I'm sorry, that can't happen. We have to investigate and find out what is happening.
What's going on there? Because you see a recurrence of that. Yep. But why would NaCCA do that? What do you think is going on there? At this point, we only conjecture, let me say. What do you think is going on there?
Let me give you the facts. People are being paid to do what they're doing. Now, let me refer you to since President Trump took over in the United States as president. You know, he's gone after the U.S. aid. If you Google right now to the money, how the monies of U.S. aid were being utilized, you will see that a huge chunk of U.S. aid money, U.S. taxpayers' money, including those of the people in Texas who don't like LGBTQ plus activities, that money was being funneled into third world countries to fund LGBTQ plus activities, including educational things like NaCCA. You know, if you Google, you're going to see it. And I remember President Trump even laughing at some of the countries in Congo, blah, blah, all sorts of funny things. We have asked, you know, for the details in respect of Ghana and how much money was got into Ghana. We know that the Ghana AIDS Commission, for example, received about $200 million to use for to support, you know, what they call some condoms and other things for MSM, that is men sleeping with men. And those money, some of them were channeled into institutions like NaCCA to push this agenda. So the reality is,
these are facts.
Yes. People are being paid to do what they're doing. And it's not only NaCCA. I'm sure we're going to talk about it when we have more time the next time. SHRAJ, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, is another institution that's been corrupted. So we are asking for a total investigation, not only by the executive arm of government, that is the Ministry of Education. We're asking that they set up a committee, a ministerial committee, to investigate NaCCA and find out what is happening. We're also calling on Parliament, because Parliament has a supervisory, control over executive institutions and regulatory bodies. We are asking the Parliamentary Subcommittee on Education and Culture to investigate what has happened, but not only that, also to investigate SHRAJ and other UN agencies in Ghana, which as I've indicated, have all been corrupted by progressive elements around the world.
That is even more dire than I thought. But what would the interest of the LGBTQ lobby be with SHRAJ, for instance? With NaCCA, you explained that excellently. But with SHRAJ...
let me explain. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice is a state institution that deals with human rights issues. Now, one of the clever things that the LGBT movement has done is to try and capture LGBT activities and LGBT so-called rights as part of international human rights law. That is part of the deception that has been, perpetrated on all of us. And in fact, until I started raising these points and researching, a lot of Ghanaian lawyers believed, and even World believed, that LGBTQ plus rights were part of human rights. Because that's part of the argument that they use a lot. Oh, it is human right. It's part of international human right. That's a big lie from hell. I'm challenging any lawyer, American, Ghanaian, English. Show me any of the United Nations standard covenants, the United Nations Human Rights Declaration, the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, the ECOSOC rights, United Nations Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children, right of violence against women. Show me any of the standard UN covenants that has got LGBTQ plus written directly or expressly in any of these covenants. I am challenging any United States lawyer who is listening to me. Show me the law. Let me see. It is part of their strategy because LGBT. You see, there's all. Well,
so you're saying there's nothing in the United Nations.
Nothing. You won't see anything.
Which even speaks about sexual rights, anything like that.
There's nothing in any of the UN covenants talking about sexual rights and LGBT. Nothing. What they do is to imply it. They presuppose that the LGBT plus community is a minority, so you are discriminating. Says who? So can I also say that people who practice polygamy also are being discriminated against? So the United States should allow polygamy. Can I make that argument? You are living in the United States. Is polygamy allowable in the United States?
In very restricted places, if you really check it out, there are communities that are living that practice that, but in very controlled circumstances.
Well, the practice is illegal. I will give you the United States law, lots of federal laws that are against polygamy.
That's right.
All of them. They don't allow things like that. You say, if you constitute the LGBT community, and by the way, what's the meaning of LGBTQ+? All of that is also part of their strategy. Bring all sorts of things together so they can get the numbers. Because if we go through all these letters, every one of them is distinctive. Question, why did they put all of that together? But I'm sure that's a question for another time. The question I'm trying to address is why SRAJ has become the focal point for LGBTQ+ lobby. And I'm explaining to you that it is part of their strategy to couch LGBT rights as part of human rights law. I'm saying that that's false, and I will explain it if I have time.
Please.
But the point is, all international state institutions that deal with human rights, there is an umbrella UN organization that puts all of them together. 2 or 3 times a year, they all go to Geneva. And the LGBT lobby has put a lot of pressure and a lot of money to lobby these state institutions so that they will agree with them that LGBT rights are part of international human rights law. I'm saying that that's not true. Next time when I have the time, I'll get into the details and give you the law. All right? So
I hear you.
We have the SRAJ community here, the chairperson, he's my own mate, Joe Whittle. We have tracked him. He's been going to Geneva over the last 5, 6, 7 years. He's been to Geneva more than 30 times. And when they go there, they try and influence them instead of the SRAJ, that is a Ghanaian human rights institution, championing the Ghanaian view and the African viewpoint as to what are proper human rights. He's rather pushing the agenda of Europeans and, well, I wouldn't say all Americans, with some progressive viewpoint as to LGBT rights being human rights. Mr. Nidimwa, let's speak a bit of tree, because I don't want to offend your listener. Mr. Obama, if somebody wants to enter through the exit, is it even human? You are sitting in the studio, try and put water in your ears and see. Do you put water in your ears? You can. If you start putting water in your ears right now, I'm sure the producers are going to come for you because they will say there's something wrong with you. All right? These are all abnormal behavior. If people have these problems and have a passion to want to enter through the exit, it means there's a problem. What the person needs is a bit of guidance and help out of that situation. You don't glamorize it. Unfortunately, some people have decided in Western Europe to glamorize it. Well, that's your choice. In fact, we say,
how would you respond to people who would also say that in as much as you don't glamorize it, you also don't penalize it?
We don't. The point is, you want to glamorize it. We don't want to glamorize it. But people who want to glamorize it and advocate and sponsor, they are the ones that we're after. And if you want to glamorize it, you are the one. If you want to stand in the street and show it, we're going to arrest you, because just as a prostitute cannot exhibit himself here in Ghana, we will not allow that. Or somebody can go and even have incest. I hear this about privacy. Says who? So it means that if I'm having sex with my daughter and it is in my house, then it's not a criminal offense. Says who? So all of that is false. Look, I will take my time and break down the arguments one by one, and you will see there's a lot of falsehood and a lot of hogwash that have been thrown around all over the place. If a human being, look, all of us human beings have problems. Thankfully, let me end on this note if you don't have time. Thankfully, in Ghana, our coalition has created a huge hospital, and we cater for people with all these problems. We see it as a medical problem that has got psychiatric angles, psychological angles, endocrinological, which is hormonal imbalance problems, psycho counseling problems, and sometimes spiritual problems. There are angles to these things. So we have a treatment system that we call a holistic sexual therapy system, and we've been applying it over the period. We've helped hundreds of Ghanaians who've come to us. And we have a hospital. As I said, we've got professors of psychiatry, psychology, endocrinology, surgery, counseling, and surgery. Who do spiritual people who are blessed by the power of the Holy Spirit, who can guide people out of these things. And we are offering help. So if somebody has that problem, by the law, I'm sure we're going to talk about the bill that is before Parliament. In that bill, we stated that if somebody has a problem, during investigation, arrest, trial, sentencing, even while he's in prison, if he feels that he really wants help, then we're not going to throw the person into prison. We're going to give him the sort of help that he requires. But if he says, I love it, I like it, I want to expose, sorry, we don't do those things here. In America, if somebody wants to practice polygamy, you're going to arrest the person. You said the person will be arrested. We don't promote prostitution. We don't do that. Why is this guy in prison? I've got him, this famous Sean Diddy Combs. He's in prison because of trafficking and, he did, the federal offense didn't stick, but the other ones for whom he was arrested, all right? So we don't know, so we once we are prohibited in Ghana in terms of our law, if you come and expose yourself and show up, we're going to arrest you and we're going to prosecute you. Because we don't, unnatural carnal knowledge is an offense here in Ghana. And by the way, that was not introduced by the colonialists. Ghana got independence in 1957. The Criminal Offences Act that made unnatural carnal knowledge an offense was passed in 1960. So I've had a lot of propaganda saying, it's part of colonial rule. I am sorry. Ghanaian cultural values, long before the white man came, was against such behavior. Although we're people with those tendencies, we tended to have a way of helping them out. And I'll give you countless examples the next time we meet.
Yes. So we will actually go into those details right now. You've raised my interest in getting into the details of all this. But let's focus on the probe, if you will, or the inquiry that you're asking for now. And we'll also go into the bill, as you've indicated. Now, you've mentioned NaCCA, you've mentioned SHRAD. Which other institutions are potentially going to be affected? Mm-hmm.
Well, there are lots of institutions. I'm giving you all the United Nations agencies here in Ghana. That one, we want the investigation conducted by Parliament's subcommittee on foreign affairs, on foreign relations, because Ghana is a member of the United Nations. And if, as a member, the institutions or the agencies of the United Nations which are subject to the membership, the General Assembly, if it is going wayward or pushing ideas that are progressive and against the general desire of a majority of members of, then we have a right to investigate and say that, no, we don't like the way you use the money. For example, President Trump has withdrawn the United States from the World Health Organization. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And he's done so because the WHO is not a rogue organization. Go and look at their definition for sexual rights and even prostitution. It will amaze you. They're even allowing children, the definition is allowing children, they have children's rights, such that children can even enter into prostitution at a certain age, It's so ridiculous. So the World Health Organization itself has gone AWOL, it's become rogue now. And there are a lot of UN agencies that are not responding to the core mandate that was given to them. I'll give you the example of UNESCO. That is now being used to funnel a lot of false educational material and normalizing all sorts of things. All right? People talk about intersex rights. Let's use intersex as an example. We call them hermaphrodites here in Ghana, or if somebody's born and he's got both male and female sex organs, right? That is a medical abnormality. But the fact is, you can correct it. When a child is born and is intersex, you can always check genetically or chromosomally by the chromosomal markings whether it's male or female. So it doesn't matter the sort of aesthetic changes that the person goes through. You can take hormones and become a man, a boy, or change whatever you want to change. But the reality is, my brother, your chromosomal markings will never change. Your genetic markings will never change. But when you die, your bone structure, if you're male, is only male and female. It doesn't matter what the LGBT movement says, which is rather sad, because they have deceived all of us to such an extent that even
Hello?
Radio KULCHA.
Mm-hmm. Lawyer, you still there?
Hello? Am I there?
Yeah. I can hear you now, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just saying that I thought the Western European culture is built on science, verifiable facts. But a lot of the LGBTQ plus positions are counter to medical science. For example, you tell me that the other gender, really? I mean, I have told you that whether you aesthetically change your gender to take hormones, whatever you do to yourself, there are only two genders, male and female. And if you die, in fact, there's a little video which was all over the place. I think it went viral. President, what's his name? I think they used AI to generate a speech by President Biden. And at the end of it, the person said that if you die and you go into the grave, your bone is either male or female. That's a medical fact. You can't change it. It doesn't matter what anybody says. So I'm just giving an example of how the United Nations or the World Health Organization, which is a UN agency, is running even counter to basic biological facts. And I'm saying that for intersex, if somebody is born intersex, we can know whether he's male or female. And therefore, at birth, when we discover it, we can go through surgery to correct it. And if it is female, we take out the male parts, and then we allow the female parts to grow properly, because abnormalities happen with human beings. For example, Siamese twins or conjoined twins. When they are born, we don't say, oh, let us wait till they grow before, we perform surgery to separate them. Is that what we say? Of course not. We don't say that. So, but the LGBT movement, the two is lobbying of the World Health Organization. Now I've got what they call intersex child rights, something funny. Indeed, our current Constitutional Review Committee wanted to sneak it into our law.
Speaking of which, lawyer,
we're going to address that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, let me ask you, what exactly did you detect in the curriculum that sounded the alarm bells for you, that rose the hairs on your arm?
The definition of gender identity. We won't read it. The definition was saying that it's not just male and female, but has to do with people whose genders don't correspond to their biological sex, but also the way they feel, or something, to that effect. They were not holding on to the biological definition of male and female, which is what President Trump has come to change anyway. All right, and we're saying that a person can identify and be any gender that he feels. What kind of nonsense is that?
That was in the Ghanaian curriculum. At what level? At what level and in what subject?
Oh, it was in health. I think physical education, health. You Google, you get all the details, but it's all there. Yes, that's it's one of the material that was printed by NaCCA, and they've withdrawn it. Is there any debate about it? Are you debating?
No, not at all. We just want to educate our listeners as much as possible.
Yeah. So if you Google, you will get the exact document. I don't have, as I said, I'm in transit. So
that's right.
I don't have the exact. The health, education, physical.
No, but to answer the question though, you don't have to give us exact. At least you pointed us in the direction. What exactly you had consensus, so we can go and Google that for ourselves and find it out. But also, so NaCCA withdrew the curriculum. What was their reason for withdrawing the curriculum?
No, they said it was a mistake. That's all they said. No other reason. They said it was an error, and they're going to correct it. By the way, the Ghana National Association of Teachers have indicated that they recognize the problem. They raised it finally a couple of months ago, and nobody listened to them. It was because it came out, and there was a hue and cry. That's why they're running away from it. So those who had been paid to put it there, they were not prepared to change it. It was when the public...
So which ministry oversees NaCCA? I'm assuming that to be the Ministry of Education.
Exactly, that's what it is.
What is
so the ministry ordered them to withdraw, and they have withdrawn, and all the publications have been removed out of the system. But it doesn't mean the people in there are going to change. That's why we're asking for the investigation. Because I've told you that these were the same people who brought the comprehensive sexuality education matter. So they have a history of behaving like this. And they are paid hirelings of the LGBT lobby and LGBT movement around the world.
What has the ministry's reaction been towards the withdrawal of the curriculum, or towards the uproar?
No, they actually ordered it, and they said, well, they are surprised that this thing has come up. The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, has spoken loudly against it, and everybody has been in arms against the government, because don't forget that this current government came to power on the wings of even passing the LGBT bill. The whole push of the previous government, my own good friend, former President Akufo-Addo, one of the things that brought his party into the abysmal defeat they suffered was his own support for the LGBT movement. He clearly liked it, and he was, despite the fact that Ghanaians are given a mandate to rule according to our will, on this matter. He said his will prevails, and Ghanaians showed him the red card in his party, and they were thrown out of power. So this particular, issue was very vital to the elections, and this government was on the opposing side. So these matters, the fact that the bill that they said they were going to pass has not been passed, when this issue of the curriculum also came back up, honestly, it was a huge political storm for them here.
I see. Speaking of the bill, let's look into it a little bit. I know that it's been reviewed and everything, but whatever we're going to say at this point, I guess, will be based on what was put out earlier, right? I hear it's going to be reviewed before it will be represented or whatever, if the case be that way. But to what degree are you involved in the framing of that bill? Were you involved in it at all?
Well, let me explain my position. The thing is that I'm the executive secretary of the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values. This is a huge amalgamation of Ghanaian Christian, all our Christian groups, the ecumenical groups. That's Christian Council of Ghana, Calibrisos Conference, Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, National Association of Charismatic Churches, all the Christian groups, and the para-Christian groups like Full Gospel, Aglo,
Scripture Union,
GAFES, Boys Brigade, Girls Brigade, everybody's involved. And then we have the Muslim brothers with us as well, both the Ahmadis and then the Sunnis as well. In fact, the chief imam is our patron. And then we have our, traditional rulers, both Queen Mothers and all the houses of chiefs, traditional councils, regional house of chiefs, national chiefs, they're all part of our coalition. That is the coalition of which I'm the executive secretary. So when I speak, I speak as a lawyer when I have to, but in my conversation with you now, I'm speaking as the executive secretary and the spokesperson of the coalition. Now, the coalition was a major sponsor of the bill. Your question is, were we involved? Of course, yes. We're very much involved in developing the policy plans and the actual drafting of the bill itself. It is something that we had pursued. The coalition was inaugurated on the 18th of December 2013. So this year we're going to be 13 years old. So it's very much part of our advocacy. So we're very much involved in it.
I see. And so I would assume that you're very comfortable with the bill as was presented.
Well, good question about as it was passed. As it was presented, we were part of the delegation that presented to the what's called Speaker of Parliament. When did we do that? I think in 2023 or thereabout. If you check on Google, you will see the picture. The day it was the private members bill was presented by I don't think we were fully 8, but we had our representative there. I think Apostle Fogo, who was the chairman of the council, was there, and a few other people. I wasn't there. But as it was presented, well, we had a few, the original thing that we drafted had a bit of more of a policy balance. And let me explain. The policy balance was this, that, as I told you, we view LGBTQ practices as an abnormality, but we don't glamorize it. But we provide care, treatment, and support for those who require that help. Unfortunately, because the private members bill in Ghana by Article 106 of the Constitution is not supposed to impose a charge on the exchequer, the cost of care, treatment, and support became a problem during the consideration stage. That is when it was being discussed at the Parliamentary Legal Committee level. People said, well, if you're not careful and there's cost, treatment, and support, it's going to be a cost and people can object to it in court. And actually, that was the basis of the court action that was initiated. So those bits and pieces about care, treatment, and support, although the drafting language that we use stated clearly that the cost, treatment, and support was supposed to be borne not by the state, but by the individual or CSOs like our coalition, because we've been treating people for free. We've been doing this is something we've been doing. Although the drafting language was clear, there were arguments, so those provisions on care, treatment, and support were taken out. And also flexible sentencing policy, which is very critical to us, because you made the point that, if if you don't like the glamorization, you don't need to penalize. That was a lovely phraseology. I explained to you why we can penalize, but the truth is, as a faith-based coalition, our Sophos were keen on creating a balance. It's not just a matter of throwing people into prison, because if people have got hormonal problems, if people have gotten into LGBT activities because of social pressure or peer pressure or money matters or biological reasons, the hormonal imbalance I'm talking about, you don't just pick up that person and throw him into prison. It's not going to solve anything. So we were keen on offering help. And by the way, as I've indicated, we have a hospital that provides that treatment already. So from our experience, the policy plan was to ensure that when during arrest, investigation, trial, sentence, even while he's in prison, if the person wants help, you give him the help. You don't throw the person to prison. Prison and the penal punishment was limited to specifically for those who are sponsoring, who are advocating, who are pumping money into the system, and who say, we love it, we like it, they want to show it out. But for those who really need help, we wanted them to be helped. Unfortunately, as I said, because of the legal trappings of private members' bill, this was excluded, and the flexible sentencing policy was also taken out. So the bill, as was passed on the 28th of February 2024, had these deficiencies. And that is why, for example, when the current president said, okay, he's been voted in, the LGBT issue was a particular plank of his campaign. And so he wanted the Attorney General to bring it as a public bill rather than the private members' bill. Public bill will not suffer from the legal difficulties that I've explained. So we were in support of the public bill being brought by Attorney General. Unfortunately, the president promised this in January last year. It has not happened. All right. So if your question is, were we involved? Of course we were. Are we happy with what was finally passed? No.
Why do you think it hasn't happened yet? Why do you think the president has not prioritized?
Very good question. I mean, politicians, when they are in opposition, their language is different. But when they get into government, then they change. They claim all sorts of pressures that I don't even understand. Because to be honest with you, former President Akufo-Addo claimed that President Biden, the United States, democratic government, was very much LGBT oriented. But Trump is not. As you can see, he has rolled back a lot of the LGBT stuff, and especially transgenders. He's rolled back a lot of things. And if Ghana, wants to do what he wants to, I don't think Trump is going to put any pressure. Even in Europe, the Italian Melania, I've forgotten her name, Meloni, she's very much in support of countries that want to resist these things. And the African countries are bonding together to do what we want to do. So I don't see what pressure they're talking about. People talk about we won't get loans. Is this not laughable? I mean, how come politicians, when you are coming into power, you tell us we have the men, we have the knowledge, we have the Gumnini, the battle is the Lord's. When you come into power, you put this country into an economic mess, such that your finance minister is running all over the place, and then you turn around and tell us, is it not painful? What is that? That's why I switched into the local dialect. It doesn't even make sense. How can you mismanage the economy and then you come and tell us if we don't engage in LGBT, we're not going to get funding? Really? It doesn't even make sense. By the way, it's not even true. I have not seen any. I've challenged them. They should show us any agreement that Ghana signed, either with the IMF or with any international organization, for which reason is, if you don't do LGBT, are there pressures being brought upon the Ghana? Yes. The European Union put a lot of pressure. We know there is some European government that are putting pressure, but certainly not the United States government. And in any case, this is a matter of sovereignty. So why wouldn't Ghana, Ghana, be able to say that this bit of what we call cultural imperialism, we're not going to accept it. Otherwise, you also go and accept polygamy in your country. Before you come and talk to us about activity.
Thank you very much. But as we wrap up, Moses, the thing with the bill is that, and I have to admit, I haven't read the entire thing, so I may not be observing the entire picture. But looking at some key points, what I noticed is that some parts of it may need to be looked at, especially parts having to do with association, right? So somebody doesn't report something and they get a jail term for it. That sounds a bit over the top, isn't it?
No, it's not true. It's not true that if you see somebody doing it, you don't report, It's not true. In Ghana, if you see, well, we have a duty under the Constitution. Article 41 is clear that we have a civic responsibility to report crime and protect law and order. But if you don't report, nobody's going to. It's not true. There's no way. Well, you say you've not read it, but go and read, Google it, and have it, and show me the portion that says that if you don't report,
if you own a facility, if you own a house, where
yes, of course, but true, the same thing as a brothel. If you own a facility that's prostitution, you're committing an offense.
But I'm trying to. Moses, what I'm trying to do is try to get a little bit, and I love scenarios, right? So, for instance, you rent your house. You have 10 houses. You don't really know exactly what's going on in these places. You rent a house.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Don't even go far. The provision was very clear. It says that the landlord must have knowledge of
what's going on. So if the court is able to prove that the landlord had knowledge,
yes, otherwise the offense is not made out. Yes, it's you Google, you will see it's all there. We're not stupid. We drafted these things.
Of course not. Thank you very much, lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning. I believe that we owe you, or I said we are going to beg you for another interview to get a little more into the details of these things.
No, I'm willing to be on. So if you tell me, is it next week or when? When is that? So
my producer will reach back to you and reschedule so we can get more into the details of this. Today we call about the NaCCA thing. But as we go, what would you like to see? You've called for an inquiry in there. Let's say all that happens and everything. What would you like to see as a result of that inquiry?
No, we want to see those who are responsible held accountable. And if we have to dismiss them, we dismiss them. And that is the ultimate punishment they will suffer. And as I said for Siraj, I want the commissioner removed. I think that Joe Whittle has outlived his usefulness, and he doesn't represent our views. Then the UN agencies that are here polluting and messing up, I want Ghana's investigation. By the way, we have lots of good friends in the US and around the world who are prepared to bring evidence and testify before this open commission as to how the United UN agencies have themselves been corrupted. It is going to be huge in Ghana. The whole world is going to hear about us, I'm telling you, because we have got evidence, we've got facts and figures. And we're going to demonstrate how the progressive world is trying to take over the United Nations. We don't want that. If they want to, let me end on this note. All of you, people sitting in California and LGBT, look, you can have sex, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. We don't care. We don't want.
Radio culture.
Because we don't come and do that over there. This neo-colonialism or cultural imperialism, we will resist it with every force under our end. And by the way, we're praying. So despite all the attempt on President Trump's life and the shining, God will protect him. He's a good man. He's got his faults. I think this ISIS thing, ICE thing, I think he's gone a bit on the wrong side, but I think will be corrected. But in terms of his protection of the world, drugs, and LGBTQ plus nonsense, we are with him and we're praying with him. The Lord is going to protect him. He's a very good man and we love him. Trust me. Lots of us in Ghana, we support him. We love him. He's a good man. Because we can't have drugs. He goes and picks up material. Everybody's shouting. Really? Do you know the drug problems we're having in Ghana here? You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. And the next place I think you should tackle is Colombia. Because and I hear people talking about human rights. Really?
But what happened to sovereignty though? You mentioned Ghana's sovereignty at some point. If nobody has the right to invade Ghana's sovereignty with ideology, so to speak, how does America have the right to invade somebody's sovereignty physically?
Let me give you the international law basis.
Yes.
An example which you can relate to it. Our finance minister, he governed this country as a finance minister for 8 good years. He handled our public accounts, right?
Yep.
He's accountable to the people of this country. He has left this country. We are asking him to come and answer. He says he's not also on and that's what because he's afraid. We're trying to extradite him That is the lawful process of getting somebody who's committed an offense and he has fled the jurisdiction to come and respond to his criminal activity. Now, in international law, there are bases on which you can extend what we call extraterritorial jurisdiction. Maduro has been indicted in the United States court for offenses which they have lined up. If you read the indictment, you can see it. So the United States and the international law has got every right to ensure that the person is brought lawfully by extradition.
Including bombing the person's country to extract him as an elected leader of his country?
I am coming to that. Well, I am coming to that. What I'm saying is, do you think it was possible to extradite such a person? That he will come lawfully? Do you think it was possible? The man is the president. How is that going to be possible? He wasn't going to do it. So, and things were happening.
Necessary at that point.
For you Ghanaians sitting over there, you're going to be happy. Look, go to Florida. The Venezuelans were jubilating. Why? Because
some of the
things
others were protesting.
Well, what I'm saying is that 8 million Venezuelans have left Venezuela. They have migrated. All these immigration problems you have in the United States is because the country was being run down to its ground. And under international humanitarian law, ask yourself, why was Ghana and ECOMOG created to go to Liberia and stop the nonsense over there? Are you going to say that's also a breach of sovereignty?
By extension, why did Nigeria bomb Benin? That's another issue I have a problem with. Sovereignty is key.
We'll talk about that. Why did the U.S. bomb the ISIS in Nigeria?
With the help of Ghana.
Well, yes. Look, my brother, you guys have no idea. If the United States didn't help stop this nonsense in northern Nigeria, look at the consequence of it. The coup in Guinea is fueled by Mali, Burkina Faso. It was coming close to us, my brother. You sit there, you would have been shocked.
But what has changed in Nigeria after the bombing? I don't think much has changed in Nigeria.
No. You Google, since the December 25th attack, ISIS is on the retreat. You Google and find out.
I see.
The Nigerian army is achieving a lot of success that they didn't achieve. Check and see the last time a Christian church was raided and killed. Go and check from the December 25th.
Nigerians have stated unequivocally that all that's going on is not even about Christians at all. But lawyer, our next interview is going to be very interesting the way I see it.
Yeah. Well, let me end on this note. The Nigerians who are complaining are those who are complicit. If you have your parents, so I agree, it's not about Christians alone, but the majority were being killed were Christians. That's also a fact. There were Muslims who are being killed, but the majority, if you check the data, the majority who were being killed were Christians. That's also a fact. But it doesn't matter whether Christian or Muslim. The important thing is that these bandits were destroying northern Nigeria and affecting Nigeria's existence as a country. And I'm saying that it was affecting the whole of West Africa, my brother. It is not just about Nigeria. All the coup d'etats you've seen in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, all of that had to do with instability. And Ghana we were running risks. I'm telling you. But the Ghana army, the Ghana army is strong, we are reliable, but I'm showing you that the way they were sitting in, it wasn't a very nice thing at all. So I'm not saying the United States can just go bombing. No, they were collaborating with the Nigerian army. They helped. Look, even in Ghana, I know we have a relationship with the U.S. African Command. They collaborate. They come here. We're relating with them. They give us intelligence. We are monitoring lots of things. If we don't get that help, we're also going to be overrun. So I agree with you about sovereignty, but sovereignty must be related in such a way that it is inherent to the benefit of the ordinary citizens. You go and check. There are a lot of Nigerian Muslims people who are profiting from the war that was going on in the north. Find out. You will see what I'm telling you.
All right. Lawyer, thank you so very much. I know you're in transit, so we will let you go for now. But like I said, our next interview, we have to set a couple hours because we'll touch on everything there is to touch on. Lawyer, before we go, finally, please. Back in the day, growing up, I used to see you on TV every weekend. Reminisce with us, please. Give us something to you remember those days, the TV days, and then today social media. Tell us, how much do you miss those days when you were on TV?
No, I don't miss it. Well, I don't miss anything because maybe you probably are not aware, but I still do my programs, and they are not as regular because I'm older now. My schedule is very tight. So, but during the World Cup and the Cup of Nations for the last 20 years, 30 years, I've still been doing a countdown series to the Cup of Nations and the World Cup. I didn't do this Cup of Nations because Ghana didn't qualify, and it cost money to do it. So the sponsors were not, ready to throw in much money. But for the World Cup that Ghana is competing in, my countdown series, but I'll be in the States around about March of,
Are you coming close to the Dallas area? Because there's a Ghana match in Arlington, which is not too far from where I am right now. So if you're coming this way, that's like, go.
No, I'll probably be right in your studio in March because I'll be coming.
Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Production work in the
yes. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
As well.
Maybe we can attend the match in Arlington together and do a live from there or something.
No problem at all. I even before the tournament itself, I'm going to do the countdown series, about 3 months of production before the World Cup itself starts. So, as I said, I'll be in the United States to shoot some productions, to film some material on the stage here and the people involved and all of that. So I'll be around.
Please stay in touch.
So
please stay in touch. All right. Yeah. Lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning, thank you so much for your time today. And we hope to speak with you very soon, not too long at all. My producers will check in with you to schedule the next interview, sir.
Okay, all right, thanks.
I appreciate your time. Thank you for all the work that you do for Mother Ghana. Thank you very much. Lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning joined us by phone. Hopefully next time we'll get him on TV. We'll be right back to wrap up the GH report, and then we'll also bring you agriculture right after this very short commercial break. Thank you for staying with us. We will be right back.
Since 1994, crafting natural products with organic shea butter and red palm oil. All products are available on walmart.com and Shopify, or visit our website at chrismark.com.
All right, thank you very much for staying with us. We are back. And 1 second, please. Newsroom, please knock out that banner real quick and let's proceed. Thank you very much. So that was lawyer Moses Foh Amoaning. Very, very, very riveting interview there. Let's go back to bring you GH report. I think Justice Marfo has one more report for us. Justice, thank you for letting us take care of that second interview. Please continue with your report.
Inspector General of Police. Yohono, or the two judges, or more service officers in Inano. They know Abbey at Chomukra. Promote my hospital. They are promoting different levels and I said different rank, and no Boama to me every and to know your audience over bribe police officer, and to the Senate to my boy and second interview and from my brother.
Today, I assure you, you cannot bribe the policeman anymore. If you attempt to bribe the policeman, he will disgrace you. He wants promotion. We want to be one of the best police in the world.
Yes, sir.
And we are carving that image for which generation upon generations will follow it, so that we'll get our glories back, and then we'll make everybody in Ghana proud. A small village in Ghana, a police lance corporal and his team, they intercepted a vehicle loaded with Indian hemp. They forced and brought the vehicle with the Indian hemp to the police station. After doing that, I don't know how he managed to get my wife's number, and they forwarded the arrest that they have made to my wife.
I attend in Inspector General of Ghana has to Christian Yohono and Atutano. I had a problem with my G reporting Nina, yes, Nina, this year, so agriculture.
Answer agriculture. Me war quick reaction to a report to a justice. Me want send me break. I was idea by brain make you Number one, IGP say and ultimate bribe policeman. That's a very bold statement to make. That is an extremely bold statement to make. The original said because and the police need a promotion. That being and a police need a promotion. Police need to say promoting. Definitely, it comes with perks, more money. But we've always had the problem of bribery in the police service. Adintra, it's not just because of promotional. Policemen, they need to survive on a daily basis. What I say? It's all the promotion, do the other things that make them not take the bribe. Over America, when my it's difficult to bribe a policeman because it's one of the best paid. It's one of the best paid jobs. Policeman, to be serving in police service for 5, 6, 7 years or retire. Na ketua or they call pension at the big. What I say? Policeman, obi o serving behind himself. Ojeni hwa SRV we are. So called pensioner, he's taken care of. Anya the medical benefits as or yarea on stroke because the medical benefits or the medical hospital set things like that. It is also what your policeman some meager a Christiana will be your and then I wouldn't know who be that's what the country say policeman and they bribe because of promotion. I mean IGP Nyadi. They should look at the other aspects. Ebema policeman no bribe ebe unattractive to them. Usha policeman say, oh man, bribe says this way. Or this is ask way now, or our America has say no. Or case of this ask now, potentially a China job no. And you way it's a yakon not so bad this ask and free war. These are the things that we need them to do. And then some of them a policy I am free about. But he can facilitate that through his ministry. Minister, I can say, and in here, Ebema police now, yes, our world standard police now, yes, say, thank you very much. Number 2, or say, police in world standard, right? That's fair enough. That's really very nice. We are seeing very few police forces, and I mean, AK-47 too, and then I'm about it. It's awkward. Something when my platform which I mean be a short of a guy. Now, Ghana police a standard issue weapon for them now. It's awkward. IGP, if you want to bring your police force to a world standard, revise the weapons that are issued to them. Issue them Walter PPKs that they can strap to their head, or some other similar weapon in that range that they can strap to their head. Confire they be chasing me dimika tiny sono. After them be sent to crack AK-47 and me the sign me one and me the all right, versus me pistol above my hip, so very well secure. So if I have to chase after a criminal, I'm freer to do that. So that's another thing that they have to check. The uniform, no, that's what I used to speak about. These days, I'm loving the uniform that they are issuing and stuff like that. Except the IGP Nakasa, so the FBI, and you've been on their body handle, and also you're sure at some point. Right, but it will no. Actually, I dare also more revise. Say, IGP, please revise that issue, change that system, withdraw the AK-47s, and issue standard Walter PPKs, and not say anything with that range, no, to the police force, so that they become more effective, rather than every day now no crack to back to trade home. Obesi obi akwa for police ni to the China kwa ede etu oni body hip I can better than obi akwa trace that one e dey ko baby. That's the other thing. IGP say obo police ni bi abasu because okokoche radio culture. I am biased in this matter, so let me make my bias known and stand on my counsel, but with all due respect. In this modern age, have some of the best police force, right? Police force, no. Police in Yebibia, sometimes they don't even have to be there. When I was in New York, right, more than a mile, police car and a police person, and some type of police presence. Baby, I was to say, you hardly see police, but the law works. People respect each other. People stop at the traffic sign, even though there's no policeman there. There's different ways of policing. Now, why am I saying this? Society, marijuana. And I'm going to be very blunt, okay? Because sometimes we have to be very blunt about the discussion so people know exactly what we are talking about. Places are overcrowded. You can go and buy marijuana legally. Crime has not increased. Remember, marijuana was stolen. If you are old enough to do so, and all of that, there's a whole economic, activity going on around that. There's a whole income generation thing. There's a place where I go, and I'm being blunt about that, right? There's this young girl, she's like 23 years old. I spoke to her, or a student, baby. She works in a marijuana dispensary. This is a society which is so-called modern. Now, the person who do police force up to speed, we need to let the police people also upgrade their common sense with all due respect. Because an embryo, a whole economy around marijuana in certain places, right? Your big companies, big pharmacies investing into marijuana. Now, this is actually an industry. But rather, no, we are track full of marijuana. It's backward if you ask me. Again, the law is that if you grow that thing, maybe that's a show. Maybe they should bring you. So that's why again, it's not you or no, as a policeman, he's supposed to uphold the law. So if the law says marijuana is wrong, he has to uphold the law. He has to do what he has to do. And your focus is not on the IGP, but the American said, yes, starting conscientizing the police force, right, to have the right frame of mind. So that because for instance, you say, almost say it's supposed to be that if you arrest somebody with a certain amount of marijuana, it's non-custodial, meaning that they don't have to go to jail. You can find, let's work towards those things. The young guys are backward mindset. They say, oh, police India Kwakwa should be with in Tampa, in Tiadi Bay, and they are one of us. I think that was a poor example. But then again, hey, IGP, I like what you're doing. You are bringing some decency to the police force. I respect that a lot. But Sanomaya Maki, mon share no some kind of say, Betty Edia Kamwana year. You know, especially a 207. Police in our OCC criminal are Ukra AK-47. It gets in their way. Police in our OCC criminal are our water PPK strapped to their head. It's more effective. I'm just saying. That's it for your reports. And why? Thank you very much. Straight from here for agriculture. When we come back, we will be going for agriculture. Please stay. As a matter of fact, I think Rootsman is ready. So let's go straight for that because the time is so echo fast spent. So let's go straight for agriculture with Rootsman. Rootsman, welcome. Are you there? Okay, I think the Rootsman is there. He is. Okay. All right. So we're going for agriculture today. Rootsman, what's going on with agriculture? And then you see about we're going to examine the policy of the president, which is trying to encourage schools to grow food to feed themselves, right? And you're going to give us some practical examples and all of that. I will, for today a special, normally you will be hosting, but I will be asking you a few questions as we go along. But take it away. First of all, how do you see that policy? Is it a good policy? Is it a practicable policy?
Radio culture.
Yeah, thank you, Kwesi. I think I didn't get your introduction because the network was playing up. But I think I've got a fair idea of what the introduction was. Yes, as to your question regarding the policy introduced by the government, I think it's a very laudable one, very, very laudable. And I say this because I personally witnessed the Operation Feed Yourself during the Achampon era. Back then, I was in international school. I'll say probably at the primary level, and we had this huge school farm at Aguna Sweden. We attended Sweden International School, popularly called Swiss, and we had a really huge farm, which attracted national attention. So the then Minister for Agriculture, Colonel from George Benasco, actually paid a visit to the school to witness what we had done, and they planned the visit to coincide with annual speech and prize giving day, and it was like we were really happy that day. I remember where we had to welcome him by reciting some poems and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, I actually still remember.
Radio culture.
You still there? You're muted. I'm not sure what happened, but we can't hear you, Police. Roots. There you go. I think we can hear you again now.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you again now. Yeah, you were saying you still remember the poem that you had to recite when General Benasco came to your school at the time.
Yeah.
And General Benasco was the agric minister, right?
Yeah, he was the agricultural minister. And he was asked to come because we had cultivated this huge maize farm, which had attracted national attention. It was actually my very first time appearing on TV.
Mm-hmm. And you still remember the poem. Share the poem with us, if you will.
I still remember it vividly because, like I said, we were using the alphabets, and I was the one who was starting to A. So my poem, which was the first one, because we had to go through all the way to Z, so very, very short poems. And mine was arm yourself, is arm letter A. Arm yourself with all your might. Go ahead with all that's right.
I see. And then the B will also come and start something with...
And start something with B. C will start something with C. D, like that, until we get to Z.
So, and I'll let you continue in a short while, but looking at this, I think that there's an element which may be missing from President Mohammed's model, which is the quote-unquote indoctrination, right? Because Operation Feed Yourself came with a certain sensitization, I think is a better word. A certain sensitization. Schools were actually made to imbibe the idea. Whereas right now, it looks like rolling out the policy, but there's no particular effort to sensitize the people about it. Do you agree? And from what you're saying, I'm just...
To some extent, yes. To some extent, yes. There's been a little bit of sensitization, but I think we need to do more in that area of sensitizing the people, especially the students. The students, because like we said, back then, people seem to take, because at school, when you do something wrong, they want to punish you. They ask you to go and weed and all those things. So people seem to have a very negative view about agriculture. So of course, if you want to go there, we need a lot of sensitization. I remember when we were at Kwada, so there was this funny thing that happened. We complained about this issue of getting you to weed when you do something wrong and stuff like that. And I remember they asked us to suggest alternative punishment. And then assistant school prefect, those days we used to call him school secretary. He just said something funny, and the whole staff member were looking at him. For example, if someone offends or does something wrong, you can ask him to climb that tree and come down, and that could be the punishment. And hello.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. With this school feeding, Operation Feed Yourself kind of thing, we had this other model in Patriotic when I was at Patriotic Agri College, and it was actually working. What we did was there basically we were feeding ourselves. The school, like the students were feeding ourselves. We had a system whereby we were being given allowances at the end of the month. So a percentage of the allowances goes towards feeding us. So let's say if at the end of the month they are supposed to receive, let's say about 1,000 cedis, and they take, let's say, 500 towards the feeding, they give you the 500, the extra 500 to keep for yourself. But then we had a lot of land at the school, so we just put it to good use. So we were planting maize, beans, and then a lot of vegetables. How do you call it? Cabbages, carrots, and stuff like that. So as per our feeding arrangement, what happened was when we do the farms and we harvest it, basically we sell the produce to ourselves instead of those in charge of our dining going to KJTR and all these markets to go and buy maize and stuff. We buy it from ourselves at the school, and obviously at a cheaper price. So what happened is ultimately we get some savings, because when we get the price cheaper at the end of the month, probably instead of taking 500 from our allowances towards feeding us, they might end up taking 400 instead. At least you get some extra 100 for your pocket. So yes, that is what we were doing. There was an account where we put those monies, like the sales from the farms. But like I said, instead of those in charge of our dining going into the markets outside to buy, probably at exorbitant prices, we farm and then buy the produce from ourselves.
Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? Were you able? And let's go back to the Swiss, to the primary school example. Was the school going? The school was going all this made. Was it enough to feed the school?
The truth is, as at that time, we were not that many, so there was even more than enough. There was more than enough, like enough to feed the students and even to sell stuff to the public.
I see.
So it depends under the acreage under cultivation, and then in our current situations, there are certain technologies you can apply to increase your use, even though you don't have a large area.
Okay, I see. So is it? And again, one will ask that that's not most likely going to be like you growing a particular crop. Whereas if you look at feeding a school, you're looking at variety, you're looking at a balanced diet and all of that. So is it
exactly? So what happens is, of course, we can't cultivate all the food that we eat on campus. So those something like maize, we eat a lot. A lot of money goes into maize. If you are lucky and you have a swampy area, you can cultivate rice. You do same, and then the vegetables. So there are certain things that we will still go out to buy. But like I said, because you have farmed yours, it brings down the ultimate food bill.
I see.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying here.
Do you also know of examples where schools have engaged in animal husbandry?
Yes, we were doing the same thing back at Kwadasu too, because we had this poultry, a very huge poultry. We had a piggery, we had sheep and goat. So yes, occasionally they go out to buy eggs and stuff like that. So if we're going out to KJT to buy eggs, why don't we buy from ourselves? And like I said, at a reduced price. Probably we'll go to KJT. KJT sells it for, let's say, 2 cedis per egg. We can, because we worked on it ourselves and everything. We decided, okay, let's buy it at 1 cedi per egg. The poultry setup as it is going to make its money, and then we, the students, will also enjoy part of the savings, because we will feed. We'll get a balanced diet to feed on, and then the price is also lesser than that in KJT. So, like I said, depending on the purchases and how we get things, you might end up getting something extra added to your not normal allowance that you get, because we've got something to buy cheap.
So
like yeah.
Well, yeah. So I'm saying that you saw a direct impact on the quality of food that was served in the dining halls.
Yes, in the dining hall, and then the cost involved in producing that quality food for us was also down, because we produced a lot of the ingredients ourselves.
Now, let's compare the Nkokon Kiti, the president's policy, and other related policies that are in the agri sector to the Operation Feed Yourself era, which you just started us off with. What are some of the similarities that you see between Operation Feed Yourself and the policy the president is rolling out currently?
Sorry, I didn't get that quite there.
Well, I was
the last bit of your question.
So I was asking, what are some of the similarities that you see between Operation Feed Yourself at the time and the president's policies, including Nkokon Kiti and other related
policies? Yes, with the president's policy, I think it's more of a two-pronged policy. It's not just looking at the students, like school farming or something alone. The Nkokon Kiti extends into the community, the general community as well. So yes, it has some similarities, but yes, it's a little bit different. Like I've said, those days, Operation Feed Yourself, it was targeted towards school feeding, schools generally. But this Nkokon Kiti thing, yes, we are targeting the school feeding thing, but at the same time, looking into the local communities to also boost the production of this chicken. So ultimately, I think we all will be better off because those doing it as a backyard venture will be taking some money out of it. Those of us who don't have it and will go out to buy, I think the prices will come down for us. Looking at the recent Christmas, I remember back in 2024 during the Christmas, the chicken was selling for around 150 to 170. But the most recent Christmas, that was the 2025 one, it was selling on the average at 120. We experienced a little bit of savings there. So yes, I think there's that similarity about we trying to get the schools to be self-sufficient in their feeding, but in this activity case, it goes further into the local community as well. But personally, I think we need to have more on the school side because that is going to help the government itself a lot. Because once they go into the production, like I said, there are certain foods that, whether you like it or not, will continue to eat them in large quantities, like maize. So it will do them a lot of good if they have a land and they can go into large-scale maize production. And the good thing is they can actually even do intercropping. Once they plant the maize, they can plant the cowpea through it as well and get the same acreage of cowpea as well. Let's say they have 10 acres land, they can get 10 acres maize and 10 acres cowpea on the same acre land.
Interesting. All right. So as we wrap up, let's say you've been asked to advise the government on the policy that is rolling out right now. We hear a lot of talk about it. Some people are saying, "Oh, engage Juma." Some people are saying, "He should have given." Obiri Boahen just a short while ago mentioned that government should have given the money to businessmen to roll out the policy rather than giving it as a social intervention instrument to families without looking for them to pay back the money or anything like that. What's your reaction to that?
Personally, I don't think I support his stance of giving the money to the businessmen because I think it's been done before in this country and ultimately it doesn't get to the target. The ordinary man in the street that is supposed to have the benefits of that policy, when you select a few businessmen and give them the money, it doesn't get to them. The Koko Kitikiti, as it is now, I've seen a few people involved in it, and like we spoke to that Alex at that time, the main problem was caring for them from as they old chicks about 6 weeks. That is where the problem is, and I think in this instance the government did the right thing by giving it to large-scale, already established farms who will take care of them during that critical period. So once they are out of the womb, the farmers, I think that's what I should.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Rootsman. Today, I took over your seat to do the questioning. So let me hand it back to you to wrap up your segment. Anything else you want to say, and just wrap it up for us, please, before we go. I think you were
generally.
Okay, we hear you now. Please go
ahead. Generally, what I would say is it's a very sustainable project. If we commit ourselves to it and really focus on it, it's going to do a lot of magic for us. It's going to change our, especially when it comes to the meat aspect. This meat that we import, a lot of it is not healthy. So if we can do our own local one, we know the source of it and consume it locally is going to help us a lot. So yes, it is a very sustainable policy.
All right. Thank you very much, Rootsman. Next week,
before I exit, this is just not part of the program, but please give me a call immediately after the program. There's something I need to discuss with you, very urgent.
Will do.
We'll definitely do that. Thank you very much. All right. Rootsman with the agriculture segment. Thank you very much. So please stay put. We will be bringing you arts and culture very shortly. And with that, we'll be wrapping up the show. Please stay put, as I said. And after this commercial break, we will be back with arts and culture.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain. Never. No. We don't want to see no more people dying. Zion Yahweh. Whoa. Zion Yahweh. Whoa. Zion Yahweh. Whoa. Zion Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi Bako when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked.
iCulture TV, Africa from African perspective.
I could hear her voice on the other side of the telephone. helicopter Patriotic Kumasi dendene enye easy from Atonsu to KJT, from KJT to Atonsu. Obi sida Kumasi nkwa Kumasi nkwa na abehuwe trotro helicopter and abetom ewo Kumasi technology sanity.
Sama Salek, Sakama alaikum.
God have mercy upon us.
Sama alaikum.
Ha kweku.
I mean, what from a kweku?
What from dan?
I mean, what from a papa?
Ha, ezibenin tada ni kremu by force sabalata kaside biasa. I would have been in a Muslim.
Also, why Moko Kramo? What be your problem?
Okay, a cremonia can fati a minte, Baba would a torture.
Nasa fati a one can and cranacasa or chilapon chinkwan, and say when you and 10 cran.
Why should all that a chair no more than 10 ton? Hey, Malami is cocky, Continent Ewaha, G Cody,
Menantu woman Philapo Buloshi, Mambelaha, Coconco Senti.
Now not said that Quano be
Mamma Mania Buana Mayasumi.
I play to no was minimua, and your Muslim woman made the Yaya Kumi.
Also, Jama Anno Sabina Abo, Mamma made the Amenaka de Jazako, or Tontana Ancora on the Sabago.
A Razilla Ilaha Ilalahu. I will read Gina Yaya fasting. We have Funatan that I'm in a castle. A Dazan life in a new tasking, Nedinamu who they have on our hustle.
You want to disgrace me? Why?
Shanano bro for down for the kai.
Is that you telling me?
You caught the man and them kekede fi Dubai.
I'm a one young cook in Chankwa, was up like in Kentul, is ye Pomusulama me Yankwa, Dentin a Betchilemofun, we will fill them and there will be near Yako shocks, Yakwa, and no more to put each thought. American Mosilama at your dot and a cramona is someone who at your pork.
Amen. Pork for moon bida.
Nana whom can say,
honest moon bida.
And now when a man will win the Reja, Edge by yelling a pork at the Numbia.
Amen. I was free now when you prefect. Melika say, a small work with the TZ. I was reading a jalabe and a slippers.
I mean, a cremono, Musumi Jesus.
Wow, she need less lives. Cremunia esumi Jesus Christ. And she should be a papa bimbo, Azana, and change the useless life.
Usumpo, why they less stressing, baby, and if it be an disturbing. Go Kakrama Pedamunu mean tad than a CTV detect him.
Why see, or see the CTV.
I'm a metabro for me, real UCC.
Abacos na ye.
But yes, social studies in a mountain, I'm sending a BDT.
No, the BDT, no, Abacosa.
On your Bible determination taxes. Bible determination taxes.
Bible determination taxes. Where in your university? No more taxes to sign. Come for go Conibra by force Muslim.
Hey, boys. And we could compare one show. I read Mafia now, Mr. Bacon. Oh, Mr. Bacon.
All right, and we are back again. Thank you very much for staying. Due to technical reasons beyond our control, we are unable to bring you arts and culture for today. Please do forgive us. My name is Kwesi Eson Bako. This is where we bring the show to an end. We will see you next week, God willing, with another packed show. Until that time, thank you once more for joining us for the show. We're bowing out on the heels of this song. Enjoy and see you next week, God willing. Bye-bye.
Hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. The wrath of God upon them.
I am your thief, yourselves on fire. You're killing people every day. Anytime you open your mouth, up here lie, you're leading my people astray.
Government by family and friend, corruption never end. And you tell us that you are God sent, but when we turn around the bend, you thief it with a pen. Coffee with family, and I struggle for friend. And when you come after we, like the cock on the end. What a pity when we sell our dignity as spent. Politicians them attack we from the rear end. Lead me to a dead end. And the fake preacher telling I and I feel repent. With the money in my pocket is the mountain again. And when the gap are ever widen, fences can mend. So this question I send.
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Whoa, at the fire bonding. Until they change their mind, the wrath of God upon them.
Through your lies and deception, wrong education, you're posing yourself one way. But when the church and the state collaborate to keep us in slavery.
And by the ballot and the bullet, they put their gun to the head. Them say you have the right to talk, but talk too loud and you dead. It's like them have a different system for the leader and the leader. Hurt the run red. So get the youth boss rise and show them how things be run. If them can't do it, come and make we show them how we done. And we now no more room for them like them days are gone. Up your fire burner. And I mean say,
where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
and me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Where the money oh?
I don't know.
So where the money there? Hiding in the Cayman Islands. So where the money they invested in foreign lands. So where the money they me personally I don't know. So where the money they where the money they and I mean say hot a fire burn red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. And the wrath of God upon them. Until them change their mind. Wrath of God upon them. for people plan. Brother, brother, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, what? Sikenu, wedi? Hey! Ngbaskayo! Sikana way. Nakudi.
All right, we signed out on the show already, but it looks like we have Cinergy ready with arts and culture. Please stay put as he brings us arts and culture.
Okay. Good evening, Rash. I hope you have a for there.
Nyamina do bonsoir.
I go for the whole pa.
Good CP. Fire call.
For the sake of time, we don't go straight to the story or the updates we have for people on the arts and culture. And this one goes straight on the essence of tradition, art, and for the purpose of culture. The educational purposes of it, the informational purpose of it, and then as to how Obiri Boahen to see the real. I understand that you are volunteering or sometimes an individual bar, if it's not about what you feel like, your friends say it is not a conversation now. This one is about a meeting at a port. The meeting, was between Otunfo or City and Ashanti Region House of Chiefs on the 19th of December 2025. Before the Bible will now, one thing about on board now discussing a center on now a viral video you won't see any break now all now all money can be at the no way he will allow the topic to go on. Now before we break down that video, I just want us to take it one after the other. We are near the video so now it's about the chieftaincy act what Ghana have now a part of our constitution. And in that chieftaincy act, actually and near man this chieftaincy act among and him for no a quine and near also meeting a year. They have their limits where of powers, any baby, any concert, so under this chieftaincy act 2008, at 759, looking for a spelling out, Emma, let us say, idea any mono. Na Emma who quine under the constitution of Ghana, no. So before Freya Naginso or the Baby Remua, he's not going to allow that to happen. And as na meeting air course, he made it emphatically clear, say, the National House of Chiefs had the proposal the air and that proposal the inclusion of the Queen Mothers in their public settings. Now through that, they just want to amend that in the Chieftaincy Act 2008 Act 759. Now and no and more person and educate and a two for a day the night to say to unknown dear. He's never going to allow that to happen. Stating it emphatically, say the inclusion of the Queen Mothers, in the public setting, is something it contradicts the Asante tradition. Any Asante Amamrim, that is the first thing. Now, what you say, the Queen Mothers, already they play a vital role. They have the immense power, more power, and they give them the veto power to elect whoever be a was obey a chief in the Ashanti region. So we all know that recently, Oko Mampoa in the Ashanti region, Ansana Yakwakuyi Mampoa, it took the Queen Mother and or year that nomination, AG Nipa was the Dimitri Kunyato, and Sanya Dinipa Kron Aircraft Otunfo. So that has been the role of queen mothers. Role is exercised privately, indoors. Ahemfo ne Asante tradition eti atiesa. Now, no, if the National House of Chiefs, FSA, or AG queen mothers in every the private role they play when it comes to tradition. No man corporate is a public center. It's not going to allow that to happen. And two, he will never allow anybody to alter the ancient tradition of the Ashantis. Anything lastly, that is the matrilineal kind of system and the patrilineal kind of system. We have some ethnic groups that they practice the matrilineal system, and we have ethnic groups so they practice the patrilineal kind of system, of which the Asantis, we know say they practice the matrilineal kind of system. All these, money can be actually Emubia or Modebediana a contradicted the Ashanti region and one tradition or no association will never understand. And two, he also stated that if you continue to push this proposal, a contradictory Ashanti tradition, he will make sure that all the chiefs of the Ashanti region will boycott or they will stop going to meetings that involve the National House of Chiefs because it is not by law. And then a contradictory tradition there. As a people of the Ashanti tradition, to make it so obey protect the sovereignty of the Ashanti mind. The video or the full details of whatever they are also for Kai. So if Dream Room is ready, I'm going to video number.
So, I didn't was a money per as Rubian and a money. Obian brings up a Bian, she said, Rebia, the national and ever Frabia. Yahini by any and she said, by Uncle. Ubi over a visit the Uncle. It is statutory, one Shayan, Ubian, Kofa, Bamun, and Kratabia, Megayan. Santimem, Yama, Menum, you will to me, Yania, Yanan, Motetin, Fiahanani, to me, Emma, woman, woman from a woman, a war. Yet the Bueni and Nidiema, woman. On the word to me, so ye in a cry, any attention or banner ye, as any ever. That's yet the answer. Yeah, mammy, will you be in what 20 a foot or 20 or Puma bet you are no coffee or Cocasam? Sani and she said, yes, she asked Antimaya, no woman that you all can. Where I tell I and now Professor Kratas and yeah, money and no. Creation of the regional house of Tinia and yeah, near mania. It will be a Facat, and free baby, who am a kicker baby and Fatabian. Obi or baby was one to dear Jadia, only Nadia. Yes, yes, dinner, dear. Yes, you had uncle. Mamma Fanfra, and National will be a free baby, will be free not to be free. Any want, any money, I say, Nasamokas, and we wholesaler, dear. Memma will be a fine or Ghana have want to some money and that. Memma Quansa. And I'm many a young Camobian. Constitution of Boy and the institution of chieftaincy, together with the traditional councils as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed in the Constitution. Your customary usage, missing. Say any Sante, Mamma, any father, any mamma, to any car. I will hope. That's what we're taught to create will be made away there. And your money and your no Constitution, paying in Arsenal. It's clearly specified there. But quite no corner, mammy, if you or Nakabi of a cabia, Colonian and mammy talk about beer, Masquata and mammy cabia, Gavin and mammy cabia, or Babby Draw were 2 free or the Abaton and a month for Bumino. Sanate, your quas antimaya, woman to be, woman never. Woman tear me Mukofia or 2 foot and Anna, your quas money, I can say, next time Mukwa say next year. Yes, she shall know. Net the honest way in Nipano, a money and no, will be Montesa, Nanon Chessa, what's our near truck at the breast, you say, and also free ever. Won't raise the summer money, Minister, and name to me, I'm digital, my son, me more beyond the sun and then the sun is and there was some of me at yes. We are money and your mamma at Ibu. For him and the Unipa, we need a period, the man paying for no paying for so the I don't know. The chef here, but to Santa Ma, what to maintain, or make us and to any moon casada. As one would to me say, Mamma, what to me say, you are bringing him. As what pass and to me, Mother Casa. We drew what there was it. A memano, when I'm Muniparon, Monfaranam Nanenka. Yes, Auntie, my name. Yes, but Dada, Yamma, Menum, Yenia, Yakushia, and Woman, and a dream. That's what we are so ultimate. Now, for Mamma, Yania Cokia, yeah, Yana Kufia Cojo. Best and Rad, lawyer, Medasia, so because you say, and you say, Church or Yamabasa, a Koa Mamma Pemonfa, Media, Monfama. Yamobe, Yatumu, Biabaha, Metram, Memfa, Yajuma. And a Munchas. Santimanco, Yamanianco, customary law and usage as pertains in the traditional is guaranteed. Yet the end said the city as any AM. Ubizwa once wanted the or person will be here one year. My Santimamu, dear, as Santima to me was Kajaku dear, Menshishemco, and on Yamonashan House of Chiefs. And then Mamma could be quite say I church was a statue in a Mamako. Me said the Emra, your bay near Shiaka, and that's your customary law and usage in the air, and the sun. Statutory it is at the air king and Sassam, Ramu, when near Behania by drinking home. And the statutory in a non creature in it. House went to be creature in it. And the house went to be more mine in it. Regional house being what to me so one mine and as well creative mine in it. It is there will be a for 2 minutes for share regional house. There's a research committee, national house. A year first, a in Chira. When was the area who will be near Bishop Mama registered? Research committee. When you free money, say, and I just had the Dini be Baba, Moncophone be Boko Hot, the Dini be real more. Moment in our Namun. It's a lawyer, Medasi, as a Casa Monshim Marimo. And yet, yes, so to say, and I said, woeful, Yetiana will be registered, your transfer and acquire, and lawyer Yafano, then you choose a number. Netuanica. So we also know to any Netuanica. A chairman.
Exactly. And well, I exercise the power of what I say. Politicians can never in any way show our people the tradition and water we are given over the years, all in the name of modern statistic, whatever there you see they say the Baba can culture is culture, tradition is tradition. Say the year art and culture once. Culture is not anything now. You can just do away with it now. Who would do feel not say who can tradition a crowd who can who be. But said the which freely said the meanwhile it doesn't go like that. No, I was doing for the Amaya. But let's say, Queen Mothers no more mother. It has been private. Omu tumi such a name and a Tiakunya. Because Omu credit in Nemano. How can regional house of chiefs better say? I feel the Queen Mothers that means you want to extend the tradition one more day. If you want to do it, you do it. But not you not accept it.
When did this suggestion it came from the Ministry of Chieftains and I say the Regional House of Chiefs on the by.
Regional House of Chiefs was this bad. Definitely, it's not under the chieftaincy, but they just want to amend it under the chieftaincy act. But it's from the Regional House of Chiefs, National House of Chiefs.
I thought the idea was for the Queen Mothers to sit by themselves, just like your Regional House of Chiefs, no? And as a National House of Chiefs, thank you, National House of Queen Mothers. That's what I thought the idea was. But the idea is to what? To have them all sit together under the same umbrella as National House of Chiefs. Is that the idea?
And in other words, they just want to focus on the other side that gender equality.
Yeah.
They said they kind of chiefs in one and the chiefs in one. gathering different course about the teaching. This time around, there was almost including the cream mothers in whatever they do.
Which is not a bad idea. But like Otumfo is also saying, tradition is tradition, right? Because if the Queen Mother sits in public, now Omokomo Ajinwa seminar in public, if it will be no the Bema or any walk with. And none in the I said the very last resort. It's in the case of Bisabewa, you could be Sabewa. Abewa near that you know, or but not one thing can say my own for politics and that the other baby. And when I do it is a chile no, he never called Ebisabewa, Nabewa can't. That's how but not Kukwem Ebekan. It may be true for the Okanasepa, but you say 100%.
Right. Just to back what you are saying wrong. When one sensitive thing a man ya corner what you work anymore. Imagine say Mampo him that's what you are no more pet or be a sinner. Traditionally, not your word ya nation will be you. But we never heard anything about it till say they did any better mountain. We didn't perform on the 18th. Now on the 3rd January, but we never heard the Queen Mother saying anything about it outside. So on the other side, there was who say a deep problem. Imagine toy. Definitely they will be meeting. And Queen Mothers will be part of that meeting. And the issue in the on board. And I'm a boy. If you ever can watch it, of course, I'm watching me see it. It will be there. We are into our chance. I came with a dada. If there is another chance, that means interest or baby. But almost the end day, I am more of point one. The one side the final double. Ever double is a final. And that is what we think for wants them to keep.
And now, your national structure, governance structure, in the council, your council of elders, two presidents. You never hear them speak.
Never hear them.
They don't speak. It's before can hear 100%. Even though I can also connect with the idea, say it's also important to give the women prominence. If that's the case, set a separate chamber for them. Set the national house of Queen Mothers, maybe. With their own, that's almost okay, almost suited. That's over for some upload your way to it now. If you are this idea, why along those lines, and the two for I draw more attention to it. So I hope that they will do something about it. Now you're moving forward because it's system there.
With this thing, I will come one sentence here. Do you know, sir, the Queen Mothers in the Crown, the ocean is said to you for children. Or more to you catching will be out. Because for someone
they are the kingmakers.
Yeah, they are the kingmakers. And then all Baba Kasha public doesn't change anything.
I hope that we are moving to sorting it out quickly. Definitely is in charge of making the amendments, will act on it. Normally say, who say, oh, in the crowd time, Kasa, straight, sir, what I say. Or Kasa did some motive. I've never seen Otumfo do that. And to say, I say, or more, or we have to look at it and do the needful. Now, Cinergy, thank you very much for another.
Quickly. Only said the matrilineal and the patrilineal thing I was saying about it. They are sure watching one thing.
Yeah.
You move on Omudi and I did a Jade. Now they just want to put all that together and appropriate to say. So if you move and found we say, we are one when you, which may be heavy. And not what is idea and one you a tradition that one more. You more would do any award tradition one can could be some of the Mudi Jade. And you have said that the can on a boom. Yes, well, like the beauty of our tradition. Any culture. Because if you have a diverse culture, so Obi more when it's any different. Obi DMA was different. No, this is the culture. the richness necessary. They said they are recently a call I think to see. May also say there are several cultural practices we run and for other festivals. National regional house of peace. So we are to say you know before in KDB you be able to catch across maybe one. I don't think that's how do we think to boy.
The variety no cry. Right now, you want to say matrilineal, and be a matrilineal. And it's beautiful that way. I feel like, but again, like I'm saying, culture is dynamic, right? Culture is not static. Culture and yadi was 73 for to be honest with you, and then you saw or new can you say your culture that has not always been the case. That came at a point. It will be there. So okay, that's one of the king. If there's something that we can adapt to make the culture more dynamic, why not? But this particular one represents all shades of problems. I always say, you examine it properly before we roll out anything along those lines. Then I mean, say you in the Kaubeka, the Dilumba, Asem, or any Waba Ghana for. But however, I'm very happy you did it because
that's what by the end of the day, I wanted to add it to this story, but I'm in percent. Yeah, they are not back can we see in the home, but I know they are getting more details on that.
I don't want to join the bandwagon and just be a conduit for churning out that thing because me sure say all these people, Papa Shia and all whoever is doing all this is our main focus is on being traction. And once we discuss it, we are also adding to the traction that we are offering. However, many people say over to me any lawyer Kusi, right? Ebek Chibis. Now something along those lines. Something that will be different from the noise that's going on there. But that's for another day. For today, let me tell you.
I just don't want to show videos of Oba Airport and we just want to have a proper storyline alongside whatever is going on.
Discussion about going forward, what's there for the children, for instance. What's this property going to be like? Is that why there is this brouhaha going on? Isn't there enough for the two women? Madame Fubi, Mama can't assemble quick name for us. Madame Fubi, rich men back in the day, you know, some of the very rich men you couldn't skip over. I don't want to mention the names for obvious reasons. For those who know me, they may be able to deduce, right? But this was a very, very rich man, very famous, very wealthy person in Kumasi. Ofri mono, nema bebre, ene ne yenom kakra. Ena manso na mempene na hwan na den den na wose we fa we na wose we na fa we na wose we na kwa na we de and okay, assembly court. 15 years na assembly court. Na emma no a omo twe ade no omo kasa hwe ade o say man hwe ya mesme ade ho akwa abo befufra betwe man so right. So they were forced to agree on something because omo kasa na omo twe ade na ho assembly na court for 15 solid years na ye assembly we eventually they were forced to in their old age to come together as wives, you know, to say okay, we dey assembly kan sa wo fa we na mesme fa we dan kra me so fa we na to aso ko ya hwe ya ya bisa so ma na ye kan wasem ye be we ja wa na assembly na wo dey kan right. These women or these factions or these camps or whoever who are fighting over the Lumbes estate, you know, they should wise up. Me, I have decided not to follow that because I don't find any interest following that story. However, my only interest there is that Lumba is a legend. Let's give him what he deserves. Let his name rest. This man's name rest to Tom, Papashi, and everybody else. May I say, Cinergy, after 2 minutes now, you do the top of the hour. Your friend will wrap you up. Your friend will so next week, God willing, we will see you again with another edition of Arts and Culture. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Cinergy, the man who always brings you arts and culture. And with that, I feel here, true to my word, we are going to end the show. The show has gone a little over the scheduled time. Do forgive us for that. Going forward, we'll try to do better with our timing. But yes, thank you for joining today's show again. My name is Kwesi Eswan Bakun from Studio 1, Texas, USA, ably supported by my team in Studio 2, Kumasi, Ghana. We have some very exciting news coming for you regarding our operations, but we will wait for the right time to announce those. Please stay glued to us for those things. Invite your friends and your family to like our platform, GH News Now, across board. Also social media platforms, GH News Now. Let me also take a quick moment. I am somebody who, I don't like being the bearer of bad news. So until the news is out there, even if I receive the news, I don't want to be the one to carry it. But Komansi Music, which is our sister network, our music producing arm, Yantia Sempa, Mira Huye, if you're read by Nina, Mira Yantia Sempa, in free Australia. As you know, your war team members all across the world. When we were doing the Where the Money Radium, when we were doing the Stand for Peace project, those of you who have been following us, you saw how it worked with coordinating with people from all over the world. One of our key team members from Australia, Yantia Sempa. But I'll just leave it for now. Once the family has formally announced it, we'll come and pay the proper tribute to our fallen brother, Mirahuye. Let me leave it there for now. We will be back next week, God willing, with another show. Thank you for being part of the show. My name is Kwesi Eswan Bakun. I'm out.